Well, no, starting the stream right now. Ooga
Keep your filthy
booga.
mouths under control.
Never.
That's not what I do.
Alright, so I just switched from McGill.
I just heard the alert on my phone.
Bing.
I see you have the bell icon clicked, and you get all Asmogan notifications.
Good. That's what you should do. That's what all y'all should do. Get all my notifications. Eagle Cities, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well today. I know I'm doing smashingly. Alright, let me adjust the price of these glamour prisms.
Until I lose aggro, and then you're gonna get smashed.
Could be worse.
Yeah, we could make you DPS. I could tank.
Nah. Oh, do you mean, Kiwi?
No, not... Yeah, I mean make Kiwi DPS.
Yes. I'm trying to level up this damn Wap Mage. Alright, so...
Don't make me DPS.
So...
I have trauma.
A commenter on the video I just saw... Hey, Yeppers! What's up, man? Working on another animation? All good, just got home? Nice. Wait,
Yep, clock.
you just got home? Where do you live? Well, no, better question. What's your time zone? Yeah, I live in very, for me this is late at night. I'm streaming just cause, you know, just thought to do it. And nobody in the call minded, as far as I can tell.
He makes us say that.
Alyssa, welcome to the
He's
stream.
holding us against our will.
Yes, they're hostages.
He's holding us hostages and making us tank for him.
Hold on, you guys are a little loud. Let me lower your volume, and not only because you're ousting me as a kidnapper, but there you go. Lower your volume a little bit. There you go. I can hear who's important to me. Anyway, welcome, Melissa. How you doing? Currently, yes. Although I need some quality background music. I highly recommend Powerwolf. It's a great energizer. Heavy metal. Let's see. Disturbed is always a good choice. Hollywood Undead. I could probably be here a while recommending stuff to you.
Which Disturbed album, though? And there is a correct answer.
No, there's not. If it's Disturbed, it's the correct answer. Bad Wolf as well. Although there's only one song, admittedly, I love for Bad Wolf, and that's Zombie.
Me the correct answer was 10,000 Fists.
That is not the only good one. I mean, come on. Indestructible? You really gonna tell me that's a bad album?
I mean, most of the people, when I mention Disturbed to them, they're like, oh, I love Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, well, everyone knows Down with Sickness, because it's also in memes. Excited to see our green DPS? Yeah, I uploaded a video, which is already getting some interesting comments. I think a lot of people are under the impression that I hated it or something, or that I didn't have a good time. Maybe my editing was... I thought my editing was comedic enough to give the impression that it was all in good fun. Most of the comments are, why did you boost? You shouldn't be boosting. Oh my god. That's what you were handicapped hard because you just boosted. The whole... It's like they were all pretending... They acted like I said, like, yo, bro, I'm the best healer ever. I boosted. No. No, I said I was learning. It's my first... It was funny. Yeah, I boosted, but yeah, it's not like I went in thinking I was... Oh yeah, I was totally gonna rock the house, bro.
He went in knowing you had... He went in knowing he had two, like, professional white mages standing behind him going, no, push that button, no, push that button, no, push that button.
I had the professional... I had the professional backseaters right there with me. It was good. We were cool.
Apparently, it's more than
Rivengeist, welcome to the stream. I'll be doing fantastic today. Lunith Wolfwood. Morning. Well, welcome morning. It's not morning for me yet. It's almost 11 p.m. Actually, it is 11 p.m. Whatever. Anyway, let's get this party put together. And you're doing... social...
Okay, who's doing what?
Who's doing what? I'm healing.
I have the option of tank or DPS.
Robert Salazar, welcome to the stream.
The option of either tank or healer.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't take healer, because that would kind of defeat the purpose of this stream.
I mean, we can switch off later if you guys want. I was hoping to level the damn thing. Oh, no, we have a fourth.
I can DPS. I got a machinist level anyway.
Yeah, there's Dorian. Dorian's our fourth. He's on push to talk, so we got a little bit of background feedback. Alright, so... Wait, Dorian, do I have you on my friends list?
You do, actually.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Dorian Rosiah. There you go. Alright, invite you. Right, Nikri. And Vanilla Chai. Wait, did you say you got your dancer all the way up to 70?
Yeah.
Nice. Grinding away, I see.
One more quest and I should be level 71.
I keep forgetting I'm on a different data center. I know, and it sucks.
Eventually the data center thing will be changed.
Correct, that's the upside. Data centers are not set in stone. Dorian, did you turn push to talk off?
Yeah, that's my fault. I had to move away from something.
Oh, that's okay. I was just getting some of the feedback, so I'm checking in. Alright, so let's see. We got Dorian. Hello, you going to join the party, Kiwi? Yeah, there we go. I sent you an
This is
invite.
my friend. She's actually been in your chat before.
Wait, what?
This person here.
Hello. Hi. I hope you're doing good. Hope it's a nice. Well, it's rainy in the game, but hopefully it's a bright and sunny day wherever you're at.
It's not raining in the game where I am, but I'm in a desert, so it doesn't matter.
We're in Limsa.
Oh, she's got the bottle.
I keep trying to fly away.
Oh, so you just played healer in 5.5? I did? Well, that duty doesn't count. That was actually technically 5.55. I'll have you know. Let's queue up for leveling dungeon with a full party. It should be an instant queue. There it is.
Alright. Tank stance on. Remember.
Good. You're learning. Turn the tank stance on. Leave it on.
He just doesn't want me to
RTX
mock him.
on.
Oh, great. Not this dungeon. I hate the Sunken Temple of Thor.
Well, it could be worse. It could be Sastasha.
I would prefer Sastasha, personally.
Actually, I'm kind of happy that
Oh, I
it's
can't use
different
medic-
because
Damn it, I can't use Medica.
I apparently
Regen
have,
yourself, but
I apparently have a hunt log in here for some reason.
Howdy.
oh, we're getting more people in here. We're on stream, by the way.
Ah, nice to know.
Nice to know. Who just jumped in?
Tim,
Imbo, Parmilla.
Ah, hi. Welcome to the chat.
beware of what you say.
The VC chat.
Not a problem, not a problem.
I can't even use holy. Like,
lower level dungeons trying to get my
I can't
Heaven
even
Square
use my
relic.
second AoE. I got
Yep.
one.
I still have like 4.5 of mine.
yeah, someone in the. Out of curiosity, to the professional white mages, Bitter Black, welcome to the stream. Sharing Kiwi on says Bitter Black.
It was Jane.
Is that your friend? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
We just saw you in game. How are you doing? I'm doing well.
Oh, I don't remember. Do these hornets have final sting?
Oh yes,
Yes,
they do.
they do.
Oh, fuck that.
Those
I-
hornets
This is
do.
the
The-
bad
I hate
one.
this. I hate this dungeon so hardcore. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is the bad final sting where it does like 90% of your health.
Yeah, the Palace of the Dead one, you mean.
Did you guys not turn on limited leveling roulette?
They probably forgot.
Probably.
I don't
I
know.
just didn't think to do that. No.
I'm not in charge of this mess.
Hi, by the way.
Am I in charge of it? But who's in?
Depends who queued.
Bad gamer.
Ah, bad gamer. Welcome. I don't know if you know. We're on stream. Just letting you know.
I do, I'm watching.
Gosh, yeah. Like and share. It's understood.
Everyone here is listening to their own voice. Probably very uncomfortable.
I'm muted.
And I'm used to it by now. I would hope. I would hope most of y'all would understand that it can be rather troublesome. So I'm hoping you're doing even better. I'm doing fine. A little annoyed that people took a comedic video so seriously, though.
Oh,
You-
no,
you
no. Didn't
did
take it that
say-
seriously.
You did say that we pretty much forced you to play White Mage. I mean,
Has no one ever
It's
heard
like-
the term sarcasm?
There were a couple of comments where you were a little bit down on yourself, but other than
Well, yeah,
that,
but
it
it's
wasn't
that's
bad.
that's self-deprecating humor, my good man. That is the creme de la creme of humor.
he does
You're
get
healing,
much
you're doing
better.
fine.
He does get much better in part 2.
Yeah.
He went from not knowing what to do to fully spamming like a pro.
And I'm guessing the lilies are being used now, too.
Yep. Although right now I can't use them because I'm too low level.
Yeah.
I hate unsinking. It feels wrong. I'm just
It's
trying
useful
to
for some
maintain-
things. I'm unsinking soloing some Heavensward dungeons right now so I can do the first part of my Dark Knight
Alright.
Heavensward Relic quest.
My least favorite part of this damn thing's mechanics is the Doom. I hate Doom so much. It's literally the insta-kill mechanic.
It's not that bad in that guy. You just gotta stand on the glowing platform and it cleanses it.
Yeah. Oh, come on! Really?
I did not see the glowing platform.
You should... Boy!
It was behind me, okay?
Okay, I just rezzed you, so get the aggro on the damn thing.
We were just talking about the Doom mechanic. I mean, dude.
Quite literally brought it up word for fucking word, my good man.
Well, that's usually
You're
the
gonna just
time when
mention
things
Doom,
happen.
I'm just gonna space out and think of Invader Zim, alright?
Beta Zim.
He's gonna sing the Doom song now.
Not many people
You like-
know the genius of Rodney Dangerfield and top-tier self-deprecation. Yes. Self-deprecation is my favorite form of humor.
Oh, it's classic comedy, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, come
Hey,
on.
I died on
Slapstick.
purpose there to keep you up on your toes, making sure you
course.
got that
Well,
that
Swift
swift
Cat's
pass raise, yeah. You passed.
Yes. Machinist and Dancer, so you have some pretty beefy DPS there, too.
Uh-huh. Wait, do we need to drag the head over here?
Maybe.
Yeah, the head needs to go on the glowing platform.
I hate this dungeon. Why do they have to
Yes.
make Realm Reborn dungeons so complex?
Lord.
Then we gotta respawn it, right?
The hard
Yeah.
version's pretty fun, though, with all the new reformatted Egyptian
Right, now.
aesthetic.
Everyone kill it on the platform.
Come on, don't be shy. Get on it. Freaking Indiana Jones bullcrap.
Alright, you gotta drag one of them over here. Don't attack it yet.
The button stopped glowing, so it's on it.
Okay, good.
Well, one of them is on it. We're not sure which one, so just wander over here and let whichever one it is wake back up.
Yep. Might as well kill things while we wait for it.
Alright, time to die, condemned. What the fuck? BTZ works on YouTube chat now? Wait, what?
Can I get some yep clocks in chat?
Yep, clocks.
I hardly feel like a dancer. I can't even teleport around.
Yeah, low levels are tough on the higher starting level jobs.
Actually, not so much for dancer because I have all my AoE and everything.
And
Yeah,
also not
the-
too much for Dark Knight, I would argue. Dark Knight actually seems to work fairly well still.
I don't even really count the Heavensward ones as quote-unquote starting higher level jobs. Sure, you start at 30, but then again, so is technically every job.
Okay, then maybe you would acquiesce to mid-level job then?
Yes.
Alright, boom. having arenas that weren't just square and circles in ARM Reborn. I can see where you're coming from that as well, but I will have you know there's an octagon one.
Gonna bring it into the octagon.
There's an octagon arena in Stormblood, I believe, if I recall correctly. I could be incorrect. That might be Heavensward, but
I believe very firmly that there was a non-square, non-circular one.
unless you consider an octagon circular enough, and not so much.
It's just a pointy circle.
I will say this: earlier dungeons, you barely got to do any healing. Y'all are barely taking any damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are low-level ones you barely have to do much usually as a healer. If you're playing a scholar, you don't have to do anything. Your fairy can literally take care of all of it.
I got a wee little fairy doing all your work for you. Yep.
Hey, look, you
Well,
made a
that's
friend.
lazy. Yeah, and
Yes,
can
I
you
actually
please
quite
do the
literally made
aggro
a
thing?
friend.
Thank you. You're learning. I'm proud of you. You grabbed it.
Hey, look, you got it easy. Dark Knight's got an AoE that emits from them. Mine's
Correct.
directional.
Dark
Warrior?
Knight superior.
Yeah, that's,
Dark Knight for
one
the
tank
win,
I
bruh.
haven't touched yet.
I haven't seen one single RMT advert today. New laws working. Alright,
You haven't
wait.
been on
that's
Balmung
good.
then?
RMT.
I just saw Gil selling.
Alright, keep in mind with this boss, you have to target the heart first.
I report those the moment I see them.
Yeah, I
No
report them
mercy.
the moment I see him as well.
Alright.
What, so you mean I shouldn't go for the head?
No. Well, go for the heart.
Yep.
Soul stone.
Once you pop the heart, it becomes vulnerable.
Yep, it becomes stunned, and we can do the real DPS then. Alright, now.
The lead machinist already has their heat combo at that level too, so you can really pour some big burst damage out.
Jacob says, all these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
Mr. Popo.
Mr. Pobo. Bitch, don't tell me what to do! All these squares make a circle.
That's real
All
Popo
these squares
training.
make a circle.
I keep trying to
Call me.
teleport.
You do not have teleport. You have been denied this.
I don't have teleport yet. Wah.
Yeah. You do not have all your on-avant charges yet.
I don't have any of my on charges yet. I like zipping around the battlefield with three of them. It's just like, I'll be over here, and I'll be over here, and I'll be over here.
That is one of my favorite things about Dancer for sure. The mobility is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Watching people yeet themselves off of platforms with it is hilarious.
Yes, also true.
And
It's a
boom.
little bit funny to control at first, so, yeah.
Con chainmail.
Yeah, they did, but the TOS doesn't go into effect until Endwalker, though. The changes, I mean.
True, true. They are making it so all of the healer's attack abilities now only will take 1.5 seconds, so you'll be able to weave in a lot more stuff.
Oh, I was answering the chat. Sorry.
Yoshin Divs threw down the hammer with the latest notes. Hey, what are the latest notes? Like, unless I have actually seen those. But what do you mean by latest notes? Is there something I might have missed, perchance?
Yeah, when they went full bore against RMT and misusing a party finder
Yes,
and a few other things.
new
Like
official
stalking.
announcement. Yes, they actually codified anti-stalking guidelines so that they can actually enact moderation on those now if people get reported.
Yep.
Wait, you mean I can't follow streamer around anymore?
No,
Can't be on the screen?
I will report you for
More like,
stalking.
more like you
Unless-
can't be creepy about
Stop
it.
watching me from
Unless
outside my
streamer
window. I'm getting sick of it too.
stops. If he tells you to stop, you have to stop now.
He has the power.
No, wait, did we grab the pedestals? Oh no.
We have them. Don't worry. We don't have to
Okay,
do
we
these
did. Okay, for a
Do
second
you
there.
remember which ones go where, though?
Yes, that's the pain in the ass.
It's actually not
Flaming
that bad.
I remember
It's
it being a
actually-
headache.
If you go left, right for the bottom and then the top, it's literally the order they're listed in.
Okay.
And when it comes down to the final platform, it is
Flaming
I
fruit.
think magic knowledge. But yes,
Fruit of knowledge, flame of magic. Flaming fruit. It's, if you don't know it, it's actually right at the beginning. There's a set of scales that shows you which one.
It moved at the last second off the freaking.
Oh,
yes,
god
those
damn it.
heads are quite annoying.
You're a piece of shit.
Come on, move.
Freaks
Nope,
me out
don't
every
attack
time
the
you do
healer.
that.
There we go. It's barely on the platform, but I'll take it. I call that a victory.
As long as the game considers it on the platform, that's the important part.
It feels so weird not having Holy. Like, I feel like I should be running right behind the tank right now and just...
It's still good practice to run right behind the tank and avoid the AoEs that are point blank.
Yeah, but when I don't have my own AoE to jump on them, like, what's the point of being right on the tank's ass?
Practice.
Practice in dodging AoEs.
I already have plenty of that when I'm a tank for myself. Blood for the blood liver, indeed.
Ironically enough, at high levels at least, White Mage is probably the worst healer to pair with a Dark Knight.
Wait, why?
Since, well, Holy stuns, which means that it stops enemies from attacking you.
Right.
You jump into a big pack of mobs and you're hoping to get your proc. Guess what? They're not attacking you, and it's not going to happen before the timer runs out.
Right, good
Yeah,
point.
I would argue that it's not White Mage, that it's actually Scholar that's the worst, because Scholars are shield healers.
Have fun with it when he does.
Hey, did I
Or
DC?
get DC'd. Yep. You're DC'd.
Oh
Ah,
shit! Hold
crap.
on.
Le poop.
Oh. He's back.
I think Dorian might have some major subwoofers for...
Oh, hold on.
Boom, doo doo, boom, doo doo, boom. Like, I feel like I should feel it in my ears. Just
I'm
a
gonna keep
shake.
poking him
You
until he's
you
mad.
even hear it when I have it on push to talk?
I hear it right now. I'm not sure if you have it on push to talk right now, do you?
I do.
We're gonna make Streamer do the puzzle.
Okay, I
Sorry, I already
can't
spoiled the answer.
fucking- I think it's Helm of Might for left pan. For Scales of Judgment, I believe.
Well,
No. Oh wait, no shit. That was
Wait,
the
do
active.
it.
That was the activation. Crap, I'm an idiot.
You
It's
tried.
been forever since I did this. Okay, I remember the bosses, but that's about it. I can't remember this. I remember being annoyed. I know I hate this dungeon. That's all I know.
No special loot chests for you, though technically more experience.
Seven Naja, welcome to the stream.
do we actually want the loot chests?
All they ever usually have them is crystals.
Someone talking about Scholar? I don't know. I didn't bring up Scholar. Somebody else do that?
Yeah.
Not I.
Alright.
I mentioned Scholar because I think Scholar is the worst
I remember this
healer
boss
to pair
having
with
weird
Dark Knight.
mechanics.
I don't remember it at all. Let's wipe to it.
I don't think the Scholar's shields actually prevent that Blackest Night from breaking, though, because you're still taking the damage, it's just extra health. I may be wrong about that, though.
I have heard from Dark Knights that they do not like Scholar healers, but
I hope you're liking healing, Asmogan. At one point, you'll get that one pally tank who pulls everything, and you'll just be blasting AoEs, cackling with glee as your heart explodes from the adrenaline. I haven't had that yet.
No, because you
Not
haven't
quite.
hugged a group. Give it time.
Alright. Yeah, I'm still practicing. I've gotten better. The video that I put up was of a very first run. I don't know if you've seen that. I'm assuming yes, maybe Michelle? I don't know. But I put up a video 2 hours ago now? 2 hours, an hour ago, something like that.
Sooner, please.
Alright, well. I really need to move Asuna because I think I have it in the wrong thing. Because C is uncomfortable to press that button on.
My Asuna's bound to mouse 5.
I have an old school MMO mouse with a full numpad on it, so I just bind everything to that. And then shift and control which line I'm on.
I'm gonna do AoE heal. and get to yet. Just got home. All right, do me a favor. Don't leave a comment complaining that I boosted, or complaining that I sucked during the video. That was the point. Was that I was going in blind to the class. I think a lot of people miss that because like half the comments. That might be an exaggeration.
That's gotta be the edgiest white mage stat I've ever seen.
At least 3 of the commenters were people whining that it has the same thumbnail as the stream. I know at least 3 people were whining about about either that I boosted or that I handicapped myself by boosting or stuff along that lines. Like
I wouldn't say you handicapped yourself, but it does make it a little bit more difficult to understand some of the abilities.
I think a lot of people totally like ghosted, despite how I put a lot of editing into it, so I thought it was pretty clear that it's comedy, it's funny. But everybody was taking it so seriously in the comments, like you shouldn't have boosted, you handicapped yourself. That's why you had a bad experience. They were all talking to me like I was Quinn.
Oh God.
Final Fantasy players can be savage, so yeah, you want to be careful with that.
I mean, there are people who have had good experiences with it too, but it really does depend on what you're looking to get out of it.
I was just looking to have fun and try out healing despite my own PTSD from WoW.
We don't need Asmogan and his brand of toxicity coming to our game.
How dare he
Oh
boost.
boy.
I mean, 500 hours. I got 500 hours into the game. I think boosting one class is not like a mortal sin. You know, like I feel like I've earned enough like street time to be allowed to do that. And
if it had been, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And it's not like I just boosted. I wanted to actually level it. I got to level 10 on Conjurer. But I asked the boys in the chat. I said, "Is the class story really good at all?" And everyone told me no, it's really boring. So I was like, "Well, that's the only reason I haven't boosted is because I wanted to experience a class story." But everyone telling me it wasn't very good, my one motivation not to just push forward was gone. So I was like, screw it. Let's have a fun afternoon. I want us all to level in normal dungeons and have fun, and I want the full range of abilities to pick through to just play around with.
Yeah, I'd say the only healers that I wouldn't really boost on would probably be, well, yeah, honestly, the other two, Scholar and Astro, just because they do actually have some interesting content to their storylines.
Yeah.
Plus, Astro starting at 30 gives you a nice little not having to worry about that low level grind. Honestly, that 1 to 30 period tends to be the roughest for a lot of the older classes.
Unless you just like spam Palace.
True. I've never been that smart, though, when it comes to that, and I don't really like Palace that much. But to each their own.
Palace is...
Put on your favorite music and just...
Turn off your brain.
Yeah, turn off your brain.
Alright, so next roulette will be dungeons. Alright, insta-queue.
Don't forget your daily run of the Praetorium.
Wait, I didn't do that yesterday. I needed to, I didn't. Do you get the skills that you learn through the job quests? Yes, as far as I can tell.
You do up to 70.
Yep.
But I don't think there's any job quests, obviously, for Shadowbringers besides the rolls. So you don't have to worry about those.
It's a role quest, yeah, so after 7 minutes, not class, so.
I will say that if you do plan on trying some more class types out, doing all the Shadowbringers lore role quests is quite worthwhile.
DPS and tanking, I plan to do everything. Healing, I'll stick
the heal
with
one's not that
now.
bad, personally. It's also a decent storyline, especially if you like the dwarves.
Alright, well. Do you have tank stance on? Okay, yes, you do.
I do. They just ran away because I think they're scripted too. Oh yeah, that's right. They piss off the big dude.
Hey, the big dude we can't hit. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, Wanderer's Palace.
Just gotta run away.
Yeah, we can't. I always wondered why we couldn't. Like, what's the narrative? I can't remember what the narrative reason is.
Actually, that's all explained in the Scholar quest line.
Yeah, actually.
It's entirely about this place and the thornberries, actually.
Ah. Can I join the MSQ roulette if you do it? Yes. I assume no one has.
No.
What?
No. I was just teasing. No,
I
you
am
cannot.
the supreme authority here. Know your
Look at
place.
me. Look at me. I
You are
am
not
MSQ
the
now.
Senate. Not yet.
You watch, this will be the one time you get Castrum for MSQ.
I am loath to admit it, but I am the cancer, and I usually end up dropping when I get Castrum.
That base when you get Cape West Wind for your trial roulette.
Ugh, God, I've actually only had that happen once, but I usually am the guy who puts down all the markers just in case anyone wants to do the event.
The meme.
That's so much fun to do.
It is.
Get
I can't
those
remember
movies
how
good
long
and
does the
freaked out.
Tomberry chase us until the first boss?
The Tomberry is chasing you continuously, actually. It's a maze after a certain point, and you have to flick switches while it's chasing you.
Man. Rum Reborn dungeons were just so involved.
Well, they're mimicking kind of even the older WoW dungeons that were the same thing, since a lot of Realm Reborn was directly inspired by WoW.
Yeah, I was mentioning last night how it's kind of funny, at least like if you played Alliance, that both first dungeons for this game and WoW are centered around pirates.
Yeah, well, the Devised Brotherhood. Yes, they are pirates, and yes, they're also bandits. The thing is, they're kind of just a criminal organization. They're not specifically
But that mine
pirates.
goes directly, it's a reference to the Goonies.
Right.
True. The entire thing with the pirate ship in the cave.
Regent will pre-aggro the mobs at you. Oh, okay. So, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it causes
Did you not?
aggro.
You're gonna have to rewatch that Joe Cat video then, because obviously you didn't pay attention well enough.
Yes.
I watched
any
it
sort of
forever
preemptive
ago.
healing
And
will
I,
aggro all
and to be
the
in my
things.
defense, at the time I was still stalwartly like, I will never fucking heal ever.
React harder, streamer.
So I didn't internalize his instructions.
Please, Asuna poison.
Alright, hold on. Alright, no. There we go. Boom.
And also whatever the fuck that other thing was.
That is the one thing I will struggle with for a while, is remembering to drop Asuna for the DOTs and for the poisons.
You see a red thing on the party bar and it has a blue little sliver above it, you can Asuna it.
Yep.
Wait, was this boss always this easy to kill?
I mean,
No.
your gear does scale down rather favorably for you when you're doing these dungeons.
Oh,
so if you
right.
got level 70 gear on, it's gonna be easier, even if it is technically scaled down.
I got all Skaven gear on, except for some of the. I have all Skaven gear equipped, with the exception of the non-visible gear, pretty much.
Accessories.
Yeah, all the accessories are stuff
Right side.
I've just forgot to sell in my inventory that
Fair
were
enough.
leveled enough for healers. So I was like, oh well, that's convenient. I'm glad I forgot to heal that now. I forgot to sell that now.
It's one reason why I'm glad I went full Omnicrafter pretty early on, because I can make all my own leveling gear.
Yeah, I still gotta level my crafting. I have to do that off stream, obviously, but I
It's
still
not
gotta
that
do
bad. Have you unlocked Firmament yet?
Firmament?
Yes, in Ishgard.
Yes.
Okay. Firmament is basically just all for power leveling crafters. You can just make the collectibles that you can gather the materials for in there, and they give you massive quantities of experience. There's some macros you can get online for some guides that make it really easy to just grind through. I leveled up pretty much one crafter a day to 80 in only a couple hours over the course of a week.
It's really not as bad as it used to be. And if you want to do something else for a few minutes, there's beast tribes that you can do.
Right.
Yes. Only parts that you do have to be aware of is you do not want to skip your actual job quests, since you actually do get a lot of useful abilities from them that are necessary for certain macros to work.
I mean, thing is, I was thinking of doing that when I first started leveling a gathering job for miner, But actually, the story engaged me quite a bit. I was like,
yeah,
why do I enjoy
honestly-
this so much? What was?
A lot of them have decent, actually good stories, which you wouldn't think for a crafter or gatherer job.
Yeah, well,
Not
that's
all
what
of
I was
them,
thinking. I
but
was
some of them.
like, okay, so this is where the narrative buck stops for the team. Like, how can they make crafters and gatherers stories engaging? And then I did minor, and there's this whole subplot about how the current
down
guild
there.
leader is. Actually, should I spoil? I don't know if I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
I won't
yeah,
spoil
you,
it.
You can
You do need
leave
to
it to the
become a
imagination.
botanist, though, because you need botanists to unlock Reaper, obviously.
True. You want that Reaper title.
I think I have. Dude, I think I got something like that because I swear I level botanist to 51, and I swear I got a Reaper achievement thing. I swear I did. I need to check, obviously.
I think it might actually be level 51. I'd have to check though.
Or you can get the Necromancer title. You can wear that too.
Yeah, Palace of the
every-
Dead to do that one.
Before Reaper
Is the
was
Necromancer
officially revealed.
title if you solo Palace of the Dead?
Yes.
Or okay, so it's
It
only
is
solo.
soloing all 200 floors without
Gotcha.
dying.
Okay, yeah, that explains
It is
that.
the rarest title in the game because it is the most
You can
grindiest
die,
grind.
but you have to have like a resurrection Pomander.
Yeah, but you gotta get lucky.
But yeah, the joke is because before everyone knew that Reaper was coming out, they knew like the concept around the job, but they didn't know the name yet. So they were thinking it was either Necromancer or Reaper.
Well, they kind of got it both
If
right.
they had
ish.
if they had done Necromancer, I would have lost my mind. Necromancer is a class that I remember being the earliest class I always wanted Blizzard to add to. Oh, crap. I always wanted Blizzard to add to World of Warcraft, and they never fucking did. They're like, oh, well, you got Corruption Death Knight, so yeah, that's
Diablo 3.
that's good enough.
For it, Gahook.
fucking hate. I was so mad at that. I was actually
I never bought that.
okay. Hold on. Alright. Riven Geist, Death Knight isn't a Necromancer? Correct. Exactly. But the devs... I can't remember if the devs said it. I know a lot of the Blizzard defenders at the time made that bullshit excuse.
I
It's like,
still
oh,
remember
well,
the
you know, you can have a ghoul companion, and then there's that one ability at max level you can
Army of
use.
the Dead.
Yeah, it's like...
I actually always enjoyed using that. It
Please.
was always hilarious to pull out in PvP.
Kali, Star Chaser, late stream? Yes, very late stream. Yeah,
I remember the April Fool's Bard hero class.
Then Final Fantasy did it for real.
Yep. The thing is, I'm curious what Bar's gonna be like when I get around to that. I got so many classes I want to try out before Endwalker. And White Mage has been surprisingly intuitive so far.
Yeah, it's like the definitive healer.
Yep.
We told you that we wouldn't stray you with the healers. We want you to enjoy yourself.
Goddamn knifing bitch!
And then later on, if you want to suffer, there's always Scholar.
Ah, leave me
I have no idea where I'm going, by the way.
Wait, do you not remember this one?
No.
Ah.
Dude, I'm a white mage main. I specifically avoid anything under level 70.
Alright, hold on. Alright, so
Is
this
one of
one
those
we already did it, but we had to kill the little guys with the lanterns so we could activate the little...
There's one more.
Yeah, which one did we miss?
One
one at
right
the
at the
center.
beginning.
Oh, great.
It's the one right at the beginning.
Yeah,
It's
run.
the one right
If you
at
have the oil, not everyone has to go back. You can send one person and then keep moving
Yeah,
forward.
I'll go.
Okay, you'll go. Alright, so I guess we'll hold out here. Trying not to get shanked. Well, technically, that's the whole thing. They're trying to prison shank us. Give me a hug. Welcome to the stream. So have you already been here? Zorua of Chaos. Welcome to the stream.
But on the topic of crafter stories, though, I
Healer.
will say right now, hands down, my favorite overall for literally all level ranges is Alchemist.
Look at this dude
I like
healing me
the,
now. I'm not a healer main, but I'm leveling my healer.
I like the one for Stormblood, the way that they ran the ones for Stormblood. Those were cool.
Oh yeah, honestly, all the crafter ones for Stormblood are pretty good just because you don't have to buy your own materials anymore.
Yeah, that's when they switch it over. You guys can go through the door now. I opened
Alright.
it for you.
Yeah, I was dancing.
Well, I was politely waiting for you, you know.
You guys can go through the door.
Alright, get past the prison shanker. Don't knife us! If you knife us again, you better not drop the soap.
It's a pudding.
It's a pudding. Pudding?
Giant bevois. Oi! Where do you think you're going?
Alright. Oh crap, do I not have access? I gotta figure out what levels certain abilities unlock, because I tried to drop Asylum. Well, that didn't work. Hold on.
That's like 60 something.
Yeah, it's 52, actually.
Just spam stone on single targets. Holy is less.
I know. I was looking at the ability while still pressing the keys, because I was still waiting for the ads to die.
Why are you just suddenly getting aggro?
Because he has a focus mechanic.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, sometimes it's unavoidable.
Woohoo, 6-hole poetics.
Oh my god.
Now you're rolling in it.
Alchemist story is
The
stupidly
real
good.
money.
I would be interested in checking out Alchemist. I'm gonna get around it, obviously, but Botanist I found was probably if out of the crafting and gatherers was probably well, I don't know, would weakest be the right term? Was the least engaging out of the crafters and gatherers, I thought. Fish.
They all have different parts to their stuff, but yeah, Botanist tends to be the most samey overall, though I don't mind the Heavensward part of it too much.
Yeah, no, it was fine. Like, well, I haven't gotten to the Heavensward part. I've done the Realm Reborn of everything, of all the gatherers, except for fishing. Fishing, I find funny so far because I love the interaction between the two Lalafels quest givers.
My response was the exact opposite to that. I despised the ARR fishing quest line, but I liked the final 2 bits for both Stormblood and Shadowbringers.
I really like the fishing cruise that you can do. That's so much
The
fun.
ocean expeditions, yeah.
Yeah, the ocean expedition.
Where you get the shark pet from?
Yeah, at the mount, yeah.
Picking up the
Oh, you also
oil.
get the pet, right?
I have not been ocean fishing yet, and I've been playing a while.
You should try it. It's fun.
I've only gone once, but yes, it was decent and it's good experience too.
It's great experience. You go in there, your minimum level that you can go in there, and you'll leave there like 10 levels higher. I vaguely remember not to kill the ads for this one.
Yeah, isn't this just like tank and spank?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just don't kill the
This one
ads,
is.
or it makes him mad.
It makes him mad. And he don't like it.
Very, very
Grab a
angry.
Medica real quick.
Speaking of odd things that you should probably try, have you given Blue Mage a try?
I unlocked
Yes.
Blue Mage. I have done nothing with it past unlocking it.
Fair enough. My recommendation would be to power level it and then do the quest line after the fact, since it makes it a bit more streamlined.
Okay.
And survivable.
I hear
Yes.
a lot of people say Blue Mage is like the last thing you should focus on out of all content right now.
Sometimes, though,
It
right
can
now
be
with the current
entertaining.
events, it's useful.
It can be entertaining, but it's like, eh?
If you like having overpowered boss level abilities that allow you one-shot things, it's quite fun. But getting to that point is a chore.
That's a trade-off, though. Most difficult or annoying class to level, but most rewarding payoff. Right?
Exactly. Though leveling's, like I said, not that bad. My friends and I actually recently did it from scratch. Basically, the key is you just got to get a ability pretty early on that lets you just gain aggro on an enemy from far away, and then you have a higher level player kill it for you, and just soak up the experience from a high level zone. You can get from 1 to 60 in less than an hour.
Yep.
And if you go 60 to 70 is a bit longer, but you don't necessarily need to go past 60 to do the majority of the stuff you need to get the real high-powered cheese for most raids.
Okay.
Speaking of Gil selling spam, immediately as I zone back in.
Alright. Let me know when you're ready to queue up the next one.
I'm ready, but...
Oh,
is
okay. I thought you were
everyone-
implying you had to go do something real quick.
No, I was just I got spammed with Gil selling ads as soon as I ported back in.
That's still gonna be a thing after Endwalker. It'll be interesting to see who tries to lick the fence.
I mean, we're about to do do a trial run, so that leaves us room for another healer, another tank, and 2 more DPS, right? 4 DPS, 2 healers, 2 tanks.
Yeah.
Right, so we have room. If anyone wants in.
One thing now that you're at this point I'd recommend is turn on that limited leveling roulette so you stop getting stuck with low-level dungeons. You will thank me later.
Alright, wait, where's that toggle?
Open the duty finder, and on the top left, click the gear, and that brings up your menu of options. And you click the limited leveling roulette option on the very bottom.
Vader might still be around. Maybe they might want to join.
Wait, what?
Oh, my friend. They might be around here still. They might want to join for trials.
Alright,
They're on duty.
so Naja, you want in? I'm gonna send an invite and assuming yes. Alright. Miss y'all, I got my lappy back. You got your lappy back? Awesome! Welcome, Marseille Grizzly. Luna Nova, welcome to the stream. We're doing fantastic today.
I can come too if you'd like.
Alright, where are you?
Should be in your friends list. Carmilla?
Actually, I was wondering if you were in Limsa, but...
No. Currently in Azizla, I'm doing the Heavensward Relic quest line for Dark Knight.
Alright, there you are. Back to party.
Are you on your light farming stage yet?
Well, I am for my Paladin, not on the Dark Knight, though. I just started Dark Knight, so I was just grinding through the easy dungeons unsynced to get that part done.
Yeah, Luna, if you want to hop in, assuming you're on Crystal Data Center or on Marlboro server, even better. But yeah, we're about to run the trial roulette. We're not, actually one thing I'm thinking about doing is the crystal weapons thing. Since I'm streaming anyway. I'm thinking of doing the crystal weapons today as well. Because that's trials, isn't it?
Yeah, the weapon, like, was it, the Sorrow of Roulette is the name of the whole arc. But yes, it is.
Right, so since those are trials, we can get a full party together and run through those.
You might also just want to do the Warring Triad first, maybe.
Alright,
Also not a bad choice.
Where is the
That's
Warring
the
Triad?
Heavensward version of it.
Alright, where's that?
Warring Triad is an
Hello.
Azizla.
Oh, the jump
I
me.
don't remember where the quest starts, though. It might start at the Rising Stones.
Maybe.
Ow.
Might have to talk to Uber Danger.
What was that one trial series in Stormblood?
I've done most of these. The only one of those I haven't done yet is I have yet to do the Void arc. But let me see, Stormblood Trials. That's the four warrior, the 4 lords.
Oh yeah, that's the one. You haven't done that one already, have you?
I've done pretty much everything from ARR all the way up to Stormblood, and I'm trying to do the dragon right now.
Okay.
Well, for me. So, but I've got all the mounts from like a Realm Reborn up to a Stormblood. So.
That reminds me, I do need to mount farm myself. I've done very little.
Yeah,
of that.
Hearing yet?
I'm hopping on.
That one you
I'm
can
hopping
easily
on.
solo
Just
yourself.
give me-
Alright,
just
let
give
me
time.
know when you're on and send me a friend request. I can send you one, or just
Yeah.
that way I
I
can
think you
invite
already
you.
got my on your friends list. I think.
I might. What's your in-game name?
It's the same as my Discord name, Luna Hime.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I do have you.
Okay. I bet you thought I was a boy.
I just assume boy at this 99% of the time, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
I
understandable.
don't care
Yeah.
either way, but it's a good assumption to go with.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a point. That is true. But like I'm not mad. Most of the time I don't get mad. Now if someone pisses me off, yeah, you're gonna see my temper come out. But that's me. I'm weird. So I'm a 29-year-old weirdo. So
I know you're on here.
I'm
I
not
swear
on.
you're on here.
I'm hopping on.
Lauren,
It, like
I have Luna Reaper. Where's Luna Hime? could have sworn I had you in my friends list. You're not on my list. Damn it. Alright, well, we can remedy that when you get a game. I could have sworn there was a name in my friends list. Odd. Honestly, fair deduction. I mean, rule number one, and I'd say this to anybody, especially if you're new to MMOs or online communities, whether someone plays a girl, whether they play a guy, whether, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's safe to assume that everyone's a guy, mainly just because I've seen what happens when the assumption is the opposite. And
it can get messy.
It happens, especially on RP servers in WoW. I remember some awkward moments where both parties of an in-game quote-unquote relationship found out the other was a dude. That it's great comedy, but to go through it, I'm lucky. I have always had the assumption everyone's a dude, but I've seen what happens when you don't have that assumption. And another thing on top of that, though, is even if you are assuming some people are girls, some people are guys, it's still also safe not to try and start relationships through video games. Just
assume my gender.
Just a PSA for anybody who's wondering. That's basic etiquette for MMOs. Not a great place to hook up with people. Just saying.
I mean, some people have made it work.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
exception to the rule.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the
though.
same kind of
that is
idea of a long distance relationship. Honestly,
that is almost always the case. Like, the chances you're gonna find a lasting relationship through an MMO, slim. And also with the amount of catfishing, with the amount of other shady stuff, yeah, it's just safe. Just be a bro to everybody, be a friend, but don't try and date through a video game. There's a reason Match.com is a thing.
Yeah, you wanna know what I forgot? I freaking forgot that the one that I have all those mounts on is on freaking Ether.
Ah, poop.
Ooh.
I know, right? That's what sucks. Like, crap.
Obama hamburger sussy balls? What? Interesting name. Welcome to the stream. You're playing female characters when pick healer job? Ah, okay. Well, this game you could play all the classes. So what about a game like that, where it's kind of a jack in the box kind of thing?
In this game, if it's a cat girl, it's a guy.
You know,
Hey, I resent that remark.
Is that
you
the
know,
rules?
your healer glamour is not very healer friendly. I think you need to lose some of those layers. That's not true healer garb.
Mm.
You're wearing too many clothes. Strip,
Strip.
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 What do you still need?
Oh crap! I have to repair my shit.
We need one more DPS
Yeah. I wish I could help.
and one more healer.
Yeah, I can't help.
Give me a minute to get on.
Wrong data center?
Yep, wrong data center.
Damn.
Oh,
Well,
my two mains that I have, one's on Ether, the other's on Primal. So
Oh, okay.
that's what.
Sadly, the only two we currently aren't playing on.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Like, I'm tempted to just make a character and just at the start of Endwalker just level jump a class. I'm tempted to do that.
If you're gonna purchase a boost, I'd do it now. They're half off at
Yeah.
the moment.
Didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Although careful,
Yeah.
don't tell anyone you're boosting, because all of a sudden it's a big deal.
Well, mind you, I've done the story twice. So,
Well, that doesn't matter apparently.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter if you played through the
boost.
story, leveled multiple classes to max. Doesn't matter. If you boost one thing, you're done. You're done, son. You've committed the
That's
I was
mortal
true.
kind of
sin.
annoyed because I
Was it
bought
mortal sin?
level boosts the day before they went on sale.
Oof, that's.
I don't regret it. I got to play with Asma.
Wait, what'd you level boost?
I level boosted Dark Knight on the server.
Dark
'Cause
Oh.
I play on Aether as well.
No.
So I made a new character and level boosted.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Like, do you know when the sale ends though?
It only just started, so it'll be at least a week.
Probably until at least a week, if not until Endwalker comes out.
Yeah,
I
it'll
don't
probably
Are they
remember.
last
still doing the
till-
sale on the collector's edition upgrades?
I don't
I
know.
think so. The only thing I know is they added 3 more Orchestrion rolls in the boost sales.
Mercy Grizzly says, for the record, 3 out of 4 girl in games grown ass woman in real life. Wait, what? Let me read that again. I think I read that wrong. For the record, 3... Oh, are you saying... wait, are you saying 3 out of 4 or 3/4 girl in games? Okay, right.
MMOs in general have a very large female player base.
Oh,
Not
no.
always vocal.
I would say, yeah, that's true. Even in WoW, I'm sure there was actually plenty of girls. The thing is, they're not usually the ones on RP servers doing ERP.
You'd be surprised.
Also true.
Well, I might be, but again, based on my own experience, it's
an
9
expert at ERP servers.
on FF. On FF, unless you're talking from WoW's perspective. In WoW, 99% of the time it's a guy.
Actually,
Yeah, that's because the women are being paid for it. I'm not kidding.
I know you're not kidding. That's why I laughed. Well, but yeah, like that's oh, for crying out loud, I'm tempted to boost an alt, and I've effing earned the right because I've got 3 characters, 2 ults in my main in Shadowbringers post game. And yeah, 3/4. Okay, 3/4. Okay, so 3 out of. Okay, so 75% is what you're saying. 70% have so many alts that I tend to run 3 girls and 1 guy. Yeah, I tend to play male characters. Not because the thing is, I don't even really see like Shroud Scythe, for example, the character. I just wrote a backstory for him, but the thing is, the character's nothing like me in real life, really. Well, not nothing like me.
Did both his parents die in an alley?
No. The backstory for Shroud is, and I usually try and write backstories that relate to kind of the main story slightly enough that I can still have its own identity outside of the main story, but also relate to the events. So during the calamity that brought about the Realm Reborn, which we know takes place 5 years before the beginning of the Realm Reborn quest lines. Knowing that information, I wrote the story that when Shroud was a 15-year-old boy, he was living with his mother and father in Limsa Laminza, in a outskirt village along a coast. And pretty much most of this early storyline I came up with, like, I write out this shit, I just don't share it anywhere. It's just for me to, like, have... It's fun for me to do. Like, I write my own little private stories, and I find them entertaining.
I just sent you my character name if you still need the DPS.
Alright, you send it in-game or send it DM in Discord?
I sent it in Discord.
Gotcha.
I
Alright,
need
let me
to
look
speak with Shroud's parents and ask them what
Well-
were they thinking of that name.
In the case of when the calamity struck, Shroud's mother was killed during the blasts from Bahamut, and
Unlucky.
Shroud's father stayed alive, but was heavily injured. And about 3 years later, 2 years before the beginning of the Realm Reborn storyline, he passed away. And the last 2 years before the start of the storyline is when Shroud finds out more about his family's history, and his mother used to be part of the Thaumaturge's Guild in Ul'dah, and his father was a Dragoon from Ishgard. And they both settled. The story. I even came up with a storyline for them. It's all a bunch of stuff, and I'm not sure if you guys want to hear it. It can be kind of boring, but long story short, Shroud met a traveling Lalafell who was from the Thaumaturge's Guild in Ul'dah, who basically taught him the absolute most basic elements of thaumaturgy, and then had to leave himself because he was busy traveling and studying new destructive magics. And when Shroud inquired about learning more, or possibly traveling with him, the Lalafell said, "No, you can't go with me. It's a private journey of my own. But if you wish to learn more, you should travel to Ul'dah and join the Thaumaturge's Guild." And that's where the story for Shroud began for the game. Again, I'm giving you guys the Cliff Notes version. I have a very long thing. Alright, so hold on, let me look up.
Yeah. I've been playing 14 for, I think, since the Heaven's Word. Halfway through Heaven's Word. So, I've been playing for quite a while. Wait, when did Heaven's Word come out? Anyone remember? I forgot.
2015.
Google, save us.
Yeah, it's been.
So, yeah, I've been
2015,
playing
yeah.
2015. I've been playing about 5-6 years then. So.
Yeah, because Heaven's Ward came out when Warlord's Draenor came out, and I yeeted myself from WoW at that time.
Ironically enough, I did something very similar, though I didn't stick with it at the time. I was pretty heavily into raiding during the early WoD era, but my guild progressed super fast, and we ran out of content, and then I quit. And then I tried Final Fantasy, and I did not stick with it past the first 20 levels. I regret
Building
that
my
now.
garrison bored me, so I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I should warn you before we do this. There's a reason I call myself Bad Gamer.
Oh boy.
Is there?
If you need a console, Switch.
It's just.
Well, I had saved up enough materials to upgrade the Heavensward Relic all the way to the 4th tier, but now I need to grind more Poetics to get to the sharpened and reconditioned tier.
EF, welcome to the stream. I've only been playing for a little over the year. Picked it up at the beginning of the pandemic. Shortly after beating Doom Eternal. Nice. I picked it up, well, 2 months ago? Two and a half months ago? Something like that. 2.5 months ago?
And then he got stuck, and it owns him now.
But did you beat Animal Crossing?
I've never played
Did you-
Animal Crossing.
Did you
cannot
win
beat
Animal Crossing?
To be honest, neither have I.
I don't own a
But
Switch.
I've at least heard of Animal Crossing. So.
I don't own a Switch.
You don't own a Switch, but you own two $800 3D printers?
Yes, because those are business expenses.
True, you can make money with those.
You could make money by selling a Switch.
But you can't sell a Switch again and again and again and only stock filament.
Yeah, sure.
Alright,
you can sell a Switch
head to bed,
cover.
Lunith. Rest well. Sleep! Enjoy the rest of the stream. I will indeed. Welcome to yours here. If
I have fed the demons. I am free to now continue life.
Oh, you fed the cats before they started screaming and losing their shit?
No, I just muted myself when they started screaming and losing their shit.
Oh. Well, close enough. Alright. So I'm assuming we've got everybody we're getting for this run, which is pretty much we have one random DPS who's not going to be part of the prearranged group. So this is one person who's going to be the odd man out. Like, what the
All
fuck?
the commendations.
Oh, the comment. Why do I have so many commendations? Did I really do that well? No, but we're going to gift it to you anyway.
Unless they do really terrible.
Alright, so
Well,
If trial.
If limited leveling works, this means we should hopefully get to talk.
Wait, hold on. How is that not an insta queue?
You have to find one DPS that doesn't have a tank or a healer friend.
True.
Oh, right. We gotta look out for that one solo player.
Oh well. Maybe it gives me time to go fix my shit, because apparently one of my pieces of gear is noticeably low.
Alright,
Probably your earrings.
go fix your shit.
Yes, if you're using the Endwalker earrings, you're using them on everything. They do die pretty fast.
Well, too late for that.
Time to queue up.
Go.
I started playing shortly before Shadowbringers dropped. Nice. So you started playing just before the good shit. Well, the real good shit.
Oh my god, really?
I called it.
Oh
Oh,
god!
are you fucking kidding me? Alright, hold on. Wake
It's
me when you're
because we had
done.
that one
Wake me when you're
person
done.
who's a 54 machinist.
Wake me when you're done. Are you kidding me?
We're a machinist. We can't do the meme because they've gotten to Heaven's Word.
Oh no, the new one, the random, is the Red Mage, which means they've also done it since they had to have already hit 50.
Wipe income? Yeah, totally. Not this guy. This is the quickest fight I've ever had in the entire game. The quickest.
I'm not even gonna bother turning on tank stance.
I do love the meme though.
It is a pretty great meme.
It is a great meme.
Wow!
Get ready, man. Get ready,
Wow,
guys.
this low in ages.
Oh my god!
This
thought-
must be what the men at D-Day felt like.
I thought his name was Bussy Orange for a sec.
Oh God.
It's Bubsy.
Bubsy 3D.
Oh, hey, I had that same type of gear on my Black Mage for a while.
Yeah. Bro, the cutscene isn't that long.
Well, his hard drive loading is.
So getting up ground markers to confuse the new player.
Yeah, we could.
Welcome to the stream.
We
How you
could.
doing?
I love whenever Asmongold does content, they just put BALD in
Bald.
markers.
Indeed.
Bald.
Actually, this could just be the fact that I don't watch him enough. I know that it's a meme, but what the hell? But why is he? What? Where did that meme start? He's not actually bald.
Well,
He's
he's
losing
balding.
his hair.
And he's really self-conscious about it, so the community, of course, turned it into a meme.
Right. Rule number 1.
Never say anything that you are sensitive about because they will mock you for it.
Correct. Like my healing.
We haven't mocked you about that. We're trying trauma therapy.
No, you haven't. Other people have. Medica.
That's just the difference between WoW and Final Fantasy. WoW, they'll mock you. Here we'll be like, no, this is support group. You're gonna get over your trauma.
And we waste our time together.
Exactly.
The best
Time enjoyed is not time wasted.
Very true.
And thus the easiest fight in the entire game blew right by yet again. I wonder if they're ever gonna patch in something to actually make him one of the hardest.
Oh,
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Just like
Turn this into Endwalker's ultimate fight.
That would be
Maybe that's
just
an extreme.
like
That would be
have
gold.
a 1 in 100 chance to actually get a really hard version of him.
You know what that reminds me of? Have you played Path of Exile?
I played a little bit of Path of Exile. I'm not a huge fan.
So
be honest.
there is a secret hidden boss in that game. That's the first boss that you encounter on the outside when you first start. The
Right,
difference
yeah.
is you have to basically grind that opening area, logging off, logging back in, never entering town until you're about level, I think, 20 or 30. Then it has a chance of spawning as what they call Hillock Ultimate, or Uber Hillock. And he will have a full move set, actually be a tough fight, and when you beat him, he will drop a special unique sword that actually starts talking to you and changes all the voice lines in the game when you use it.
No, is someone
That
leave the group?
sounds
Oh, yes. Said Naja to leave. Alright, I'm gonna try queuing again then. I'm assuming he's heading to bed, so have a good night, man. There you go. I just queued us up for main scenario, so everyone cross your fingers, and your toes,
God.
and your
I've already
eyes.
done my Praetorium for today.
Cross everything
Well,
and
that
hope
was
to
nice
God we
suffering.
don't get Praetorium.
We will.
Praetorium.
Technically, Praetorium's the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah,
You're lucky I just came back.
Praetorium.
I was
You
gonna
get
be right back.
Praetorium, you get a shit ton of experience and sit back and watch a movie. Castrum, you actually have to do stuff.
Yeah, and it's a maze.
It's not a maze.
It can be if you don't know where you're going.
Well, yeah, but I
at
think
this
everybody
point, how
is
many people know where they're
I could
going?
blindfold myself and probably walk the whole thing at this point.
Nope, it's Praetorium.
Great. Next 40 minutes have
Who
been
do you fight?
Next 40 minutes of the stream are now guaranteed. Man.
And I'm perfectly inappropriately dressed for the cutscenes.
Perfectly inappropriate.
Much
to just-
narration.
It's a game for me to be as inappropriately dressed for the cutscenes in this place as possible.
Alright.
At one point, I ran this place like 15 times in a day because I was farming up those stupid lore tokens.
I did that too, but it was like the last 2 days the event was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had
It was
like
the last
totally
one or the
lagged.
one
I
before
lagged
that.
on doing it. Luckily, it means we're getting 10 Moogle tomes.
I wonder who in the
doing
background
this.
right now is a certain character in our group.
In lacy panties.
I
In
couldn't.
lacy boy shorts.
I couldn't possibly
Oh
think
my.
who could it where where.
I
Someone's
changed
out
my
for the
hair.
beach.
I changed my hair, so maybe that's why you don't notice me.
I always have
Okay,
that macro for when I run
genocide.
Praetorium in party chat.
Michelle says titties. Bam!
Hey,
Well, let's see who the sacrifice is going to be.
probably
we actually
me.
have a newbie this time. Interesting.
Actually, this is a place where Asmo can be really useful.
I can be.
You can use, you can use Holy to stun on the next set, and then immediately pop through the gate. So
Oh,
there
yeah.
doesn't have to be a sacrifice.
Son of a bitch! I hit the damn.
Never mind, we found the sacrifice.
Yeah, it was me.
The Praetorian demands blood of the blood god.
Wait, wait.
I hit the guy and not the terminal.
Okay. Let me go back and res him.
Nah, he can
already rezzed.
release.
Okay.
He's right
Yeah.
by the entrance. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I hit the guy and not the terminal. What? Shit.
I was thinking when we were talking about stunning, it was going to be on the next portal,
Yeah,
not this
that's
one.
what I
but
meant.
that's what I was. I didn't real. If I had realized that Landon was going to get stuck on that one, I would have stayed behind and stunned. Right. I
Yeah,
won't
you
let
can
my
use
poor
Holy for
boy
this
get
stun.
killed.
I'm a bit
And
slow.
then-
I can only play with one hand. So.
What are you doing
my.
with the other hand?
my
I know from Belmung. I'm sorry, I'm from Belmung. I know what goes on.
my left hand is gimp. So.
Got a joke for that?
I love using GIMP.
Oh
Photoshop
my.
is
Yeah.
bad.
Oh
It's
my.
a great editor, for sure.
Go on. You won't offend me.
No, I was challenging them to do do a joke. It's like, yeah, try and make fun of that.
I mean, if you want to make a joke and we're doing self-deprecating humor, then what did one Gim say to the other? The answer is,
Is that the pyro from Team Fortress 2?
Oh, you may not be able to. Come on, you can do it. I have faith in you.
Come on.
Nope.
It won't.
They won't all stun.
It's impressive he can play with this one. It is actually.
No, it's highly impressive you can play with one hand.
The fact that you're keeping, yeah. Credit was massively due. It's like, I can kick all your asses by playing with one hand. Because I have to.
I'm guessing it's actually easier in Final Fantasy than it is other MMOs because it does have good controller support, so you can map buttons quite easily.
How about that local sports team?
Go, sports team.
Feel like we made somebody feel awkward.
Oh yes, I forgot
well,
I have all my voices
I-
muted anyway, so once it gets to the talking scenes, I won't hear anything, because
That-
I've done Praetorium today already.
And I think this specific scene is not voiced.
It is not. It doesn't start getting voiced until you enter the ultimate weapon room.
This is about the time I would pull
he does
out a
the
book.
For whom do you fight one? He starts
For
talking
whom
on
do
the
you
elevator-
fight?
On the elevator.
True. Well, I consider that the ultimate room, since you do fight it there too. Actually, no, you fight him.
And that's the room where he breaks the first law of alchemy.
Yes, didn't you say it irritates you because gold is not actually strong?
It's not. It's
It's
very.
not, no,
it's very
it's-
good for conducting heat.
It's
It's a very good insulation.
it's a-
But
He just activates the same bloodline and goes Golden Gaius.
because that's why
But
they
fantasy gold. This is the rule, right? If it's fantasy gold, the rules change. The rules that
not
we know
really
don't
because
apply.
even in Minecraft, gold armor is trash.
Well, that's Minecraft. Minecraft's more honest.
Huh.
Hmm. This looks so weird of me wearing a white robe.
Get some glamour. Glamour over the white robe with something more black mage-ish. Or, strip and wear your underwear. Works for me.
Exactly. Run Century of the Violent Tide and get the full healer set.
Or, spend $5 and get the diable one.
True.
Wait,
But
there's
I
a
am an
diabolical.
eternal cheapskate.
I am the cheapskate that beats all cheapskates. This is the rule of society.
Man,
Alright.
look. A boss that becomes a normal enemy later in the game. Bet we'll never see that again.
Actually, it becomes a normal enemy in this one.
It does.
Like, right after we beat this boss, it's immediately a normal enemy again.
To be fair, that is a Final Fantasy staple as well.
Oh, it's also a Final Fantasy staple.
Wow.
Whiny protagonists.
I mean, Cloud wasn't too whiny, he was brooding.
Zack Fair is better than Cloud. Don't at me.
I think I
Yes,
would agree.
he is.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, you should definitely try to emulate Crisis Core. I mean, play it totally legitimately.
Totally legitimately, no rules broke. We killed that thing really fast.
Well, considering they've shut down the accessibility on the PSP's store and getting a physical copy of that game is going to be next to impossible right now, yeah, emulation is probably your only real way.
I have a physical copy, but he doesn't have a PSP.
Nope.
True.
Not anymore.
And I don't think you can actually capture PSP screens.
You can, if you mod the PSP. In fact, it's actually even easier with the Vita, since the Vita can actually output video via its bottom port.
So you have to essentially jailbreak it then.
Well, I would say for a Vita that's essential anyway, since Sony abandoned that console so fast that the best parts of it now are what the homebrew scene's done.
As far as, does the PS Vita play normal
Yes.
PSP games?
Well, it can't play the physical discs, but it can play the files you can rip from them. And it's got actually a full PSP hardware on its actual motherboard. So it's native, it's not even emulated.
Yeah, because Crisis Core came out on the UMD discs. It wasn't Vita.
True, but all UMD discs can actually be ripped with physical PSPs into CSO files, which are then loadable by the Vita.
Yeah, but the problem is he doesn't have a normal PSP.
True.
In the first place.
Nope. I do not.
That all sounds like too much work. I probably could find this in less than 5 minutes online.
You're not wrong.
The only worthwhile PSP games, in my opinion, are probably Ace Combat X and Crisis Core.
You didn't say Monster Hunter. You were dead to me.
Just ignore that when he resets. I never actually got into the Monster Hunter games. The first one I tried to play was Monster Hunter World, though, and I had the, oh no, we'll totally play with you, oh no, we'll totally play with you, oh no, we'll totally play with you, and I have not played much people since.
I tried playing it, and I kept trying to play it like Dark Souls, and you're not supposed to play it like Dark Souls.
You can play it as aggressively or as standoffish as you want, but you do have to do the damage within that time frame, or else you simply don't get advanced.
Yeah, and I'm from a community originally where that's pretty much all we play, so...
Don't forget to use the key reader.
Wait, do people forget to use it?
Yes, I do all the time. I've done it
We
too.
refer to it as the walk of shame when they have to use the elevator to get back up to do the...
Now I kind of just want to do it and just not have to do anything and just stand there and be like, yes, go forth, slaves.
Do we leave somebody behind?
We did? No, we didn't.
It's a pixie.
Oh.
Oh, the pixie will be fine.
Pixies are afraid of elevator.
person. It's not a real person.
Oh my. That's very pixist of you.
Oh yes, thank you for noticing. I am a gamer.
You guys are dorks.
But I would
There's a
highly
reason we
recommend
fit
the
in
Monster
here?
Hunter series if you can put time into it. World's honestly probably the simplest to get into out of all of them, but you kind of should get a party of at least 3 other people with you to have the most enjoyment.
See, someone bought it for me and it's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll
Zidane
play
was
it with
better
you,
than
just...
both of them. Who's Zidane?
Final Fantasy IX.
I haven't played that.
But it's one of those things where I now have the hatred of it because my friends were gonna play it with me and then they abandoned me and never came back. So it's like, I have it, but screw it, I'm never gonna play it.
It has a good
Maybe.
storyline too, so just playing it by yourself is not a bad thing.
Yeah, but I'd rather play Final Fantasy.
Fair enough.
Also, I know Asmo's still on Final Fantasy 1, but I don't think anybody would blame you if you want to skip 13.
Why?
Yeah. Well, it's not very well liked by the wide community because it's a railroad simulator. Because you better like walking in straight lines and having a tutorial that lasts over 8/9 of the game.
Thank you. I was going to say that.
They don't call it Final Hallway for nothing.
I actually have someone who promised me that if I ever actually finish the first of the Final Fantasy 13s, they'll buy me the other ones. And I got about 20 hours in and was like, I don't even want the other ones. Please don't make me continue to play this.
I will say this at least: 13-2 is actually a decent game because it's nothing like the original one at all.
Isn't that the one? Isn't that the one in the 1.0 in a nutshell thing? Where they mean is like, are you seriously making another freaking one?
Yeah, pretty much. So basically, Final Fantasy 13-2 was their response to, oh, people didn't like literally all this about 13. Let's fix literally all of it, and they did.
Yeah, I don't know anything about. I can't comment. Like
13 was
special,
interesting.
clearly.
It was suffering from a lot of the same problems fundamentally that Final Fantasy 14 1.0 suffered from. Its engine wasn't really capable of doing much more than having a single hallway with very little variation, but looking very, very pretty. So it limited what the game could actually do by
And
such
the
a large
combat
degree
system
that it was bad.
The combat system was, we'll go with interesting.
It played itself.
Yeah, essentially.
It played. Wait, what?
Yeah, literally.
Essentially,
Literally
you just set
played
it up to play
itself.
itself.
You didn't actually choose
literally
your
a mobile
abilities. You chose what style of attack a given character would have. Like, you're going to be ranged, you're going to be DPS, you're going to be healer, and occasionally
if you
do
want,
limit breaks.
if you didn't want me to play the game, that's all you had to say.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a 24-hour movie.
I know one game that everyone wants you to play, though, is probably Tactics.
Tactics is honestly quite good, but I'm going to be like sacrilegious here. I've never actually beaten the original Tactics all the way through, but I've beaten both of the advanced games.
I mean, I've only played Crisis Core, but I can tell you that like Tactics is like universally loved.
Tactics is pretty good.
Why did I approach that when it was still moving like a
Well, the original
dumbass?
Tactics has like a Game of Thrones level, when it was good story.
I
And
have
now for a nap.
.cso of Crisis Core floating around somewhere. Shh. They're always listening. Careful.
Well, YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is
Big
Yeah.
our
Google's
Lord and Savior.
Google is Google.
Google is our Lord and Savior.
Time
Google is
for
Lord and
stupid-
Savior. Please spread me more on the
stupid, sexy
algorithm.
Nero.
Oh god. On that note, who's going to be the one who fires the limit break?
Not me.
Well, it has to be someone who can have ranged limit breaks.
I guess that's me, isn't it?
I'm not
I'm a
in it.
dancer. I can do it too. But if you want to, you can.
Nah, I don't.
That's assuming our newbie does not run in there randomly.
I am up to orange on my blanket.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna say something really controversial. Please hold your pitchforks.
Wait, hold on. Which kind of controversial?
I actually didn't think Final Fantasy 15 was that bad.
That kind, okay.
I liked it.
I've never played it.
So.
I never beat
For
it because I got distracted after I first started playing it. But I did always intend to go back.
I would give it a try, but I don't have a PS.
The only thing I heard
I mean,
about
it's on
that
PC.
game, the only thing I heard about that game is that the fishing minigame is really comfy.
Yeah.
Well, it's just whenever I hear it being brought up, people either really hate it or they think it's just meh.
Like I said
It's-
to, go on, sorry.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say, like I said to Asmo once in Scream, the only Final Fantasy game I really ever didn't like was 7.
Ironically enough.
The only one
I love
really
7
disliked,
so much.
leaving 13 out of it because no one liked 13. But the one I really didn't like was 8.
That's actually I've heard commonly because its plot does kind of turn into a mess towards the end.
Pog. Nero got that Pip Boy.
It's also
That
the
pimp
draw
boy?
system. The draw system was.
You could also call it the Power Glove.
It's
If
so bad.
anyone here gets that reference, I'll be so happy.
Nintendo Power Glove.
Yes.
I did just
Yeah.
make the reference again.
I thought it was, but I wasn't sure.
Mod your game to play with the Nintendo Power Glove instead of a controller.
Oh my.
You always love how in movies the Nintendo Power Glove works perfect, but in reality it was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Isn't
yeah,
that
it
most
was.
80s technology?
Mm-hmm.
Ironically enough, a lot of it
80s
works
or
much better in
90s?
its early. Like a lot of those 80 technology like, toys
Sure it was
worked
80s.
good in their prototype phase, but
Because
then when they
late
tried to
80s.
cut down the price point to make it actually consumer marketable, it all turned to crap because their tech could not keep up.
Mm-hmm. If I want the game to play itself, I'd go to 12 and set the gambits myself. What?
Okay, 12 plays like MMO, oddly enough, in the fact that you actually have real-time combat that is tab target a lot of the times for all your characters, and it actually plays more like a standard WoW-style MMO. The difference is all your AI-controlled teammates, while you can manually control them, they also have a thing called gambits, which is basically kind of like their AI profile, how they react to certain situations, and you earn more advanced ones as you go. And it's possible to get to the point where you have such complex gambits set up for each of your characters, the game will play itself.
Okay. That also
That's
sounds
not
kind of...
It's not a bad thing because you do have to get to a pretty late stage in the game yourself to get there, but it is kind of fun that they made it advanced enough where you could do that.
I mean,
And then
yeah.
you just get to watch Fran bouncing around on the
Mr.
street by
Mr.
herself
Ragamuffin
for a while.
King, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. 2 hours Super Mario Bros. 3 commercial.
The Wizard? Yes.
Isn't speaking of MMOs, isn't the other Final Fantasy MMOs actually still like online?
The
Yes, Final Fantasy XI is still quite popular.
I've never touched it.
Don't.
It is a very old school MMO, so unless you have tolerated stuff like the original EverQuest or Ultima Online, don't.
No.
Even having experienced Ultima Online when I was playing it back in the oh god I'm old era, no, don't do it. Don't do it. 14 is much better.
It is. 11 was good, but yeah, 14's better.
Honestly, part of the problem with 1.0.14 was they tried to emulate 1.11 so much that they just kind of lost the plot.
Oh my god, are they still talking?
Yes.
Yes.
For you
Yeah,
see, it was my master plan all along to have this
Hey,
hammer.
when are we getting a
No.
hammer job?
Who can say overcompensation?
I want a hammer job.
I just
Oh
said
my.
I want
Just
a
give
hammer.
Warrior more hammers.
hammer
I want a
time.
hammer healer so I can just run around and beat people with a hammer to heal.
The bonk hammer.
You ever played 5, 6, 11, 13, or 15? I haven't played... It's easier to list off what I have played, which is I'm playing 1. The remake of 1, anyway, not the original version. I'm playing 14,
Aw,
Okay,
someone
no,
ran in and
no.
didn't let us limit break.
and I played
But
Final
nobody
Fantasy 7.
used it.
And I looked up on YouTube years later the story of Crisis Core. That's how I learned about Zack, but I don't think I played it.
I'm gonna pop AFK during this next cutscene to viciously stab my mother.
Yeah, I didn't know.
boy.
Brutal stabbing.
I did not know that anybody got the Buster Sword before Cloud, but actually Zack got it first.
Whoa!
Well, if you didn't know that, then you must not have beaten 7, because you do find that out.
I never played 7. I have said Crisis Core is the only other Final Fantasy game other than this that I've played.
You did actually say that.
So technically speaking, the twist of 7's already been spoiled for you, since that's the plot of Crisis Core.
Yeah, I got Crisis Core because it came with my PSP when I bought it.
I actually didn't mind its unique system with kind of like the roulette thing going on there, but it was a little weird.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
I don't even remember if I beat it or not.
Hammer
I did
is
back in the
warrior
day.
weapon. One stunned me when reached the final fight after only 15 hours, give or take. Got 2 copies of it, PS1 and GBA.
I need to try to sucker more people into getting into Ace Combat.
Actually,
luck.
one thing I'll say as a recommendation, if you do, when you do eventually get around to Final Fantasy VI, the GBA remake is probably the superior version. So if you can find like a ROM of that, that's the best way to play it, in my opinion.
I think I bought the collection. They're called collection of remakes and updates on Steam for the earlier games. I think I've bought all the way up to 9. I think. I have the original Final Fantasy VII on Steam. I don't know. I'd have to double check what were included in the bundle. I know certain games aren't released yet on PC, but
Yeah, my favorite way, at least, to have experienced Final Fantasy VI is the GBA version. Specifically, there's a patched version you can get that restores all of the original SNES audio to it, and some of the censorship stuff they added into the GBA version, so it's kind of like a definitive edition.
okay.
Since you get the old school original graphics that are slightly better than the original SNES, but also all the new content and the original music.
So kind of like Simon's Quest Redacted.
Almost.
Just quality of life shit.
Yep.
The pixels, yeah, the pixel remasters. I forgot those. Alright, I can pull up my Steam and actually look at the list. Hold on.
For some reason, Sid on this like intercom almost sounds just very barely like the Colonel from Metal Gear Solid.
I can almost see it.
65.
The Colonel.
I haven't played that in years.
I'm the Colonel. What's a Russian gunship doing here?
I'm going to get into this hide now.
Alright, so I have Final Fantasies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 14. Yes, I have all of them up through 9 bought. I don't know which. Let's see. 5 is
N
not.
has a remastered version that came out not too long ago.
5 is not out on PC yet. It's coming the 10th of November. Wait, what? We're way past the 10th of November. What do you mean it's coming 10th November 2021? Okay, well they
Could
already
be delayed. COVID.
when Steam have updated that information then?
Depends.
Alright, so it looks like everything from 5 onward, in terms of the remasters, is not available.
I am back. I have viciously stabbed my mother.
Well,
boy.
I can, by the looks of it, I can play 8 and 9. Those are available. But it's, 5 and 6 I cannot play yet, because they're...
For anyone who is worried that I just said that I viciously stabbed my mother, she's diabetic, and I gave her insulin. That's all the stabbing that actually happened.
I figured that's what it was, but then I thought,
Not
one
murder.
screen.
It's more amusing if you don't elaborate.
I know, but I've actually had someone message me later and threaten to call CPS.
Oh,
Or
Christ.
APS, Adult Protective Services, on me. So I now elaborate because I don't actually want people thinking I'm harming my mother in any way.
Really don't want them to call VHS.
We may actually have one of those players around still. Mom's a bit of a pack rat.
I miss my VHS tapes.
I don't. I digitized all that years ago.
I still have a VHS DVD combo in the other room.
Just makes me feel nostalgic.
And nostalgic. Also,
8 or 9 are on Switch. I don't have a Switch.
And I'd be very rich right now if my mom didn't sell my Disney tapes.
Welcome, Octorus, to the
Those are actually
stream.
worth much? I still have a lot of mine.
Yeah, I was surprised too. Cinderella itself is like worth $2,000.
Wait, what? Seriously? Like the VHS tape?
Mhm.
'Cause I have
In
like
good condition.
I have Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Little Mermaid.
do you have the original
Yeah,
Lion
in the
King?
boxes.
You may actually have one that's worth a lot because they had to censor one of the scenes in Lion
Oh,
King.
I know the dust.
They
I don't
actually had to
actually-
censor the Little Mermaid as well.
Wait,
The
why?
cover art specifically, because one of the things in the castle looked like a pee-pee.
Wait, what?
There's also a scene later on where the like the chaplain or whoever's doing the wedding has a, let's go with suspicious bulge.
Hey,
just
look,
around
Gaius
his
went
height.
Super Saiyan.
He does.
I went with Freddie Mercury when I did this.
He broke the first law of alchemy.
Oh boy. Fighting cold.
Law of equivalent exchange.
Yes.
Maybe he gave enough of his soul to make up for it. I don't know.
Edward.
No. This isn't Shadowbringers. There's no Etiquette moments for you.
Desawada.
JoJo's. I am looking forward to the future release of Stone Ocean.
I still haven't watched a single episode.
You should remedy that.
Actually, I don't know if you guys are watching right now. I don't know who here watches anime, but there's a new anime that's coming out right now on Wednesdays. It's an isekai about the world's greatest assassin being reborn in a new world. I really like it. It's dark. Well, it's not super dark. It's not full anime dark. If you're a normie, though, it's dark.
I mean, I watched Speed Grapher and that got pretty dark.
This
I've
one,
watched Elfen Lied. That gets pitch
it's
black.
nowhere near
I watched-
Elfen
I
Lied
watched-
level.
I watched Elfen Lied for like 30 seconds of the first episode and I was like, nope, this sucks.
Yeah,
It's not a bad
30
show, but it does have its moments.
That's the thing. When it comes to shows, when it comes to anime in particular, the Japanese go to a whole new level of dark with their shit.
Trivia, did you know the original opening for Speed Grapher was actually Girls on Film by Duran Duran?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they
No.
chose Girls on Film from Duran Duran for the JP opening of the song, but when it got dubbed, they had to change it because of licensing issues.
That
Oh.
reminds me of all the horrible, horrible changes they try to make to JoJo's all the time, which is why I still watch fan subs for that one.
I need a dark healer glam. Yes, I do, but
I love how he just like in the hallway.
Last anime I've watched is probably the second season of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Not my kind of show. Last one I watched, I think, was Slime.
Slime is so
Yeah, well-
amazing. Actually, fun fact on
Which slime one though? 'Cause there's two.
Reincarnated as.
Okay.
yeah, no, I don't. 99% of people when they say slime are not talking about the
I know the
that
other one
slice of life
exists,
one.
but-
Like, nobody, hardly anybody knows that, and even if they've watched it, you usually forget about it right after. So, just assume it's the reincarnated as. Nobody's talking about killed slime for 300 years. Nobody,
I guess I'll die then.
Oh boy.
except maybe you, but everybody else, no.
I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't like it didn't like blow my pants off. or
Exactly. That's why.
But
Yeah,
slice of life
animes
aren't
that are like
supposed
that are...
Slice of lives aren't
exactly.
supposed to do that. Unless it's like Nichijou, which is like a very weird outlier.
Or Steins Gate.
So many isekai
But,
anime. Yeah, the thing is, I don't actually mind it. There's a lot of people who complain about isekais. I really don't. I love it. It's a genre that is done to death, but it's always every take I've seen is still so fun that I don't care. Like, I've yet to see a take that I would describe as at the very least not comedically bad. Like, I have yet to see an isekai that's just bad and not even comedically bad.
We don't have to stream it, but we should definitely do a season watch of Daily Lives with High School Boys.
What?
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one, and the name
Also sounds like Slice of Life, so I would usually avoid
It's not
it.
slice of life. It's like actually just slapstick the anime.
So Konosuba?
No, it's like Nichijou, but it's centered around boys instead of girls.
Yeah, In terms of isekai anime, one that I would recommend, but with a huge, huge caveat that you have to go into it with the right mindset, would be Mushoku Tensei. You gotta understand the main character is meant to be a horrible person who's learning how not to be a horrible person, and thus that kind of encapsulate his character growth over time, because he is just the worst kind of human being to begin with.
The one with the overpowered mom.
Don't know that one.
What? Don't you love your mom with her multi-hit swords? Whatever. I can't remember the whole name of it.
No,
It's
don't know that one.
a really dumb one. I think the worst anime I've seen in the last couple years is not even an isekai. It was Peter Grill. If you guys know that one.
I almost thought you were gonna say Sword Art Online.
No, Sword Art Online, as much as it gets you a lot of shit, at least animation-wise, it ain't bad. Plot-wise, it's got so many problems, but
The most recent seasons actually were decent, if only.
Well,
because
the thing is, I stopped watching. I stopped watching. Like for me, I watched all the way through Aincrad and Elfheim arcs, which I was after the Elfheim one. I was like, I'm so done with the show. For me, that's when the show started going in these directions. I was like, this is kind of stupid.
The
But
most recent season is actually kind of almost like a reboot in a way.
Well, I hear that, but I haven't tried it out. For me, I gave Gun Gale a go, and I liked the Gun Gale arc. Gun Gale actually felt like how it should have been. Like I felt like they went back and went, okay, fuck yeah, this is what the show should have been. Let's do it right this time. So I like what they did with Gun Gale, but
Alicization is almost like an actual isekai in this case, though, since he kind of gets trapped in a world that is not really a game, though operates by game rules.
What?
Basically, what happens is he gets trapped into a game that uses, well, not game, a simulation, an ancestor simulation that uses effectively time dilation in order to have a lot of time pass really quickly in the simulation. So he experiences like literally years trapped in this when in the real world only like a week has passed.
Could be interesting. Do you have to watch every arc up till that one, or can you watch that one on its own?
It can be watched entirely on its own.
Okay.
Might get made fun of this, but for this rather. But I feel like a really underrated and unappreciated anime. It's kind of old, but is Witchblade.
That's a classic.
Witchblade is good, but for anyone who's not unanointed is unanointed to that, don't look it up on Google. Well, actually, you might want to look it up on Google Images if you're curious.
With safe search on.
Well, I mean, the chances are you have to search Witchblade anime because you'll probably most likely get the live action.
On Google Images?
Yeah,
really?
pictures.
That would be
Yeah.
the top. That surprises me. I would think the anime would come first.
Nope.
But like, I didn't expect an anime with like that kind of art style to actually make me feel feelings
It made
and
me
not feelings
feel
of horniness.
something.
Wasn't Witchblade actually a US comic first? Or am I thinking about
So-
something else?
I think it was.
I have no
For-
idea.
For scientific research, I typed Witchblade into Google. My safe search is on, and it's the anime first. I don't see the live action at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And you see what I mean about looking up the Google Images for it?
My safe search is on because it is. But I can see how a couple of more inches and she'd be wearing less than I am in game.
The show is
So I
the
finally
show.
found-
The show
I
is
finally
very
found
horny
the,
too. So
So
I finally
damn
found the
near
live
made me
action
cry,
one
honestly.
I found the live action one on page 2.
see, there you go. Most people. I would think. I think is Google pulls up the most popular searches and popular results first. So.
Yes, but it's also slanted towards what you look at. So, for me, typing in, say, plush Final Fantasy characters more likely to give me a crochet project to make a plushie than to actually send me to a store to buy a plushie.
True, it does tailor it, which is honestly probably why in a lot of cases use DuckDuckGo. It doesn't spy on you much.
I don't care about being spied on, so I just use whatever's easiest.
Hold on. While there's La Habrea is doing his rant. I went to check on the video. So, Disillusioned Dork says, said in the comments of my most recent upload, why of all anime to recommend someone who's reluctant to give it a second chance would you choose Slime? It is good, but it is not what you'd call a prime example to go off of. Other than Bebop or Attack on Titan, why not JoJo's? I'll answer that right now. I don't like JoJo's. I love the memes.
How far did you get into JoJo's?
Part 3.
Wow, really? Okay. If you don't like it by that point, you're not going to like it.
I'm sorry. I love the memes. Memes are great. The show itself, I don't like JoJo's. Like, I completely lost interest by Part 3. I'm being entirely honest here. I don't hate it.
For a person that doesn't like anime or is...
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just... Something about the show is just... It doesn't click with me. Like,
right.
I immediately just start losing, like, I don't care.
Like, the first three episodes hard filter people out of JoJo.
And the thing is, I liked the earlier episodes more than I liked the further I went, the more I could see where the memes came from, but the less I could see the interest for myself. Like,
you might actually like 4, because Part 4 is kind of a reinvention of the whole thing, based upon, ironically enough, Twin Peaks as the basis, and it turns into more of a murder mystery than it does anything else, where they're exploring the weird town where people keep getting stands, at the same time as trying to find a serial killer.
And like I said, for me, I was actually kind of like... I think where the show first hit me in the senses of I didn't like it was when what's his name? Dio. When Dio, the vampire and the mask, like for immediate, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was kind of actually really engaged before that, when it seemed like just normal people with like this psychopath. Like, for me, I was engaged with kind of like the intrigue and the character relations, and all of that seemed intriguing. Like, the moment we started going to supernatural and the abilities, I don't know, it just... Despite the fact that I usually love anime with, like, superpowers and supernatural elements and stuff like that, I guess it just... Something about it clicked wrong with me. Like, it felt too sudden, and it felt weird in all the wrong ways. So, that was my first problem with it.
Someone that hasn't really watched much anime before, honestly, I'd say probably Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann is a good choice, yeah. Yeah, but I would... The thing is, I do, and even if I liked JoJo, though, I think it's a terrible first recommendation for someone who's turned off of anime. Like,
yeah,
like
it's a little bit too anime.
I don't know, Disillusioned, if you watch the VOD of this, I'm sorry, but you're flat wrong, my dude. That is the worst thing I could have recommended Gravedigger to watch. That is the worst thing I could have recommended.
No, the worst thing you could have recommended was probably Elfen Light.
Well, unless you're a horror fan. Unless you're a horror fan. But
either Elfen Light or like Higurashi.
Here's the thing. You need to already like anime to like JoJo. You cannot... JoJo is not a beginner anime. It is not for the unanointed. If you can't handle normal anime, you cannot handle JoJo. Period. It is not for new... So that was a... I don't know why Disillusioned Dork thought that was a good recommendation for someone who's turned off of anime. Yes, let's say...
Brotherhood is also not a bad first option.
That's like telling a brand new player, not someone who's got 500 hours like me in FF, telling them to boost... Not only boost the character's level, but also boost past the main MSQ, and then tell them to do end-game rating. That's exactly
unless they're already like someone on Limit or Echo.
That's exactly what recommending JoJo is it's the same thing. It's like oh, you'll love FF, but you got to skip everything. Like, skip the build up and the normie stuff before you get to the end game. Like, that's exactly that's how I see recommending JoJo. No, it's a terrible, terrible thing to start someone out with.
You can't go wrong with the classics, though, like Trigun or Cowboy Bebop.
Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, amazing choices. Reason I recommended Slime is it was just the first one that came to mind, and it's my favorite ongoing anime right now.
Yep, I can agree with that.
That is why I recommended it. And it's crazy and fun enough, but not so insane levels like JoJo. that I think if you like slime, you will like most anime.
It's the same Big O never got finished.
Yeah, but
yeah, I did kind of get an abbreviated last season, but yeah.
I find it insane anyone would recommend JoJo to a brand new anime connoisseur. Like, that is just dumb. I'm sorry, that is a dumb...
Yeah,
like
I have friends who are
quote me on
anime
that one.
enjoyers who currently still won't watch JoJo just because of that beginning.
It's just, JoJo is insane.
I feel like Big O would have done better if it was released in today's audience.
I mean, technically, the only reason it got a season 2 is because it aired on Adult Swim.
Hold on, he recommended
Or
Hokuto
Toonami,
no
I guess.
Ken. I don't know that one off the top of my head. What's the English one of that? Hokuto no Ken? That's the Fist of the North Star? No.
No.
What is
That's
two in a
old
row,
school.
Disillusion Dork? 2 in a row. You are failing, bro, with your recommendations.
It's like trying to
You
recommend like a tier.
First you say first JoJo, which is the most insane fucking anime out there. Yeah, recommend that one. No, don't recommend JoJo. Hokuto no Ken or Fist of the North Star. That's an oldie. That's an oldie anime. And
Are we allowed to like recommend movies?
yeah, I mean, movies can work. They don't really give.
Spirited
anything
Away?
Studio Ghibli will get them.
Yeah, Spirited Away.
Spirited Away all the way. Like, Spirited Away is a good movie choice for sure. It's just outside of the normal like pool of anime that I think if you're a fan of cartoons, you can definitely get into Spirited Away.
I actually have a VHS copy from back in the day of My Neighbor Totoro that I watched when I was a kid.
I had the VHS of Spirited Away, not My Neighbor Totoro.
The only anime
I saw Spirited Away
VHS
in theaters.
I saw Spirited Away in
Yeah,
theaters
Food
and
Wars,
Princess
yeah,
Mononoke as well. The only VHS anime that we owned, and I watched this when I was 12, was Vampire Hunter D.
You should not have watched that. You were 12.
No, that's not a good. A Riven guy said, "Don't watch Berserk first." Another one, yeah, I would not recommend to a newbie.
Yeah, and I wouldn't recommend the newer ones ever because the 3D anime Berserk is trash.
And don't watch Clanad first unless you just want to be depressed.
And yeah, I wouldn't recommend unless you know somebody who really likes tearjerker shows. Like if you know someone who likes that, then I would recommend it. Clanad be their first anime. But if you don't know definitively what they like, I wouldn't recommend Clanad because it's emotionally abusive.
If they like tearjerkers, Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh God.
They
Yeah, it's
like
good,
play-
but wow.
If they enjoy like cop shows, Ghost in the Shell,
Or
standalone
Psychopaths.
complex,
Psychopaths is also pretty good for that.
But yeah, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex is definitely one of my
I
favorites.
just want to see an
First gig, not
absolute.
second gig.
If they just want to see an absolute shit pose, though, just show them the dub version of Ghost Stories.
That is also an excellent choice.
Bucka or Buka 2, welcome to stream. Leveling White Mage? Yeah, I am leveling What Mage. If you want to see when I first started leveling it, I put a video up. Just know I boosted it, but before you get on my butt about it, I've already expressed that, several times that yes, I boosted. Yes, I know people have a problem with that, but I played over 500 hours of the game. I played all the way through Shadowbringers, and I think I've leveled up enough other classes normally that I think I've
Also,
earned
we
at least
told him
one. I think I've earned at least one skip, one
Also,
boost.
two things. We told him to, and when he says that we may or may not have listened to his consent on the subject, he's lying. He did it willingly.
Yes, he did it willingly. There was not a
They made
gun
him sign a
pointed to his
document
head.
first. Okay, let's see. Do I commend the monk or do I commend the bard?
I like Grumblo because that's a funny name.
I'll go with the bird.
With Bard.
'Cause the bard is still watching the cutscene, so he's the newbie. He gets all the commendations.
Hold on, let me look at the rest of D'Souza Dork's Inuyashiki.
Inuyasha? No. No.
I mean, it's not a bad starter.
Not a bad starter, but it's not one that you want to get, like, connected to because it doesn't have a
Oh,
proper
no.
ending. And
It's
it's just kind of
Inuyashiki is
bad.
not another name for Inuyasha. It's a different. It's a
Oh.
different series altogether. What the fuck is this series? Hold on.
I don't know that one.
You know, I would definitely just not recommend the ones that have got the trinity that has gone on for too long.
True. Oh,
Naruto,
here's a good one.
Bleach,
It's
and
almost a
One Piece.
mini-series. Hellsing Ultimate, if they like that, like, punchy kind of almost violence, but they also just want some action.
Hold on.
So you wouldn't recommend. you wouldn't recommend
Inuyashiki
One
is
Piece.
a action drama sci-fi with psychological themes. Knowing how Japan handles that shit, another bad choice. I haven't seen it. Maybe it is a good starter, but based on just briefly skimming over what genres it's in, no, I wouldn't recommend Inuyashiki. You almost had a good one, Disillusioned Dork. You almost had a good one. If you only just didn't put in Shiki, you put Sha. Just put an A at the end instead of Iki. Like you
want an
you're so
isekai
close.
one,
You were so
Overlord's
close to
actually
recommending
pretty
a good
easy.
one. Overlord is a good one. I think we're coming up with good ones here. Every single one Disillusioned Dork's coming up with is terrible. I'm sorry, man, but these are terrible recommendations for a newbie. Oh my god.
Actually, they did wrap up Inuyasha. Did you not see the last chapter?
I stopped caring so long ago.
Terraformers. Alright, so
After Naraku came back for the upteenth billionth time, I stopped caring.
What the hell is Terraformers? I haven't seen that anime.
Anime I would never recommend someone to start out with. In fact, even like veteran anime fans may have trouble getting into it, but I would still recommend is Steins Gate. Because Steins Gate is basically 2 shows, but you don't realize it until you're halfway through.
I actually have a funny story about Steins Gate, though I know nothing about it. I know someone who worked on the translation for the video game.
Ah, cool. Which one? Steins Gate Original or Steins Gate Zero?
I have no idea.
Is that the funny story?
That is the funny story. That is
Terraformers is apparently an action drama horror sci-fi. Again, knowing how Japan handles horror, I wouldn't recommend anything in that category to a newbie to anime. Hell,
anything that matters way too much on understanding Japanese culture in general, you should avoid as a starter.
Anything.
You won't
here's
get a lot.
the thing. Here's my rule of thumb: never recommend anything that's horror based, psychological, or
Heavily fan service.
Oh
yeah, eroge style ecchi. Unless again you know someone who's like, damn, I like them titties. If you know someone like that, then yes, recommend it. But
Big mommy milkers.
again, unless you're specific with general recommendations to newbies to anime, never recommend psychological, especially psychological horror or just horror. All of those are terrible starters.
I mean, you can't go wrong with some of the old school ones too. If you want to like actually get them into a long running series, like Naruto, though, skip the filler. Dear God, please.
Naruto. The thing is, most of the Shonen Jump, like the big Shonen ones, are all good to recommend because that's how most people got in anime is the big Shonens. But I'm talking the especially the out of Shonen range, like the most soft early recommendation, especially if someone likes crime shows, I would say is okay to recommend for the psychological and horror elements is Psycho-Pass. Because for anime, that's incredibly tame in both regards, I think.
At least season 1.
Well, yeah,
season 2 is a little bit uneven.
Ghost
Yeah,
in the Shell
but
only
it
has
does
only
start
has
small.
a few questionable episodes, like the one where there's that psychopath that just like takes the skin off people.
As they do, as they do.
Death
The one that's part of
Parades.
Bato's past, like a military buddy or whatever.
Drama, mystery, suspense. Death
first-
Parade, eyeballing it might not be a bad choice. I can't
Actually,
say.
if you're a fan of Psychopaths, have you seen the movie?
No, I have not.
Okay, if you do not watch any of the official versions of it, because there's a problem. The entire storyline is about someone from Japan going to an English-speaking country and then not necessarily understanding the language, and the language barrier is a key part of the plot. They kind of ruin this in both the original version and the dub version by either having them all always speak English or all always speak Japanese. So the fan community created a version called the English Eradication Edition, where they use the Japanese voice actors trying to speak English for the actual Japanese characters, and they use the people who should speak fluent English, they use their actual English dub version for them, so that they all sound like they probably should in universe.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I totally missed out on the movie. Movies for anime in particular, I always miss out on, mainly because I don't know about the series, it's easy to find, but with movies, it's not always on the streaming services and stuff like that. Like sometimes you have to buy the Blu-rays, the DVDs, or go to specific sites.
There is
So
one,
I totally neglect to watch the movies half the time.
There is one anime that we've neglected to say.
What?
One Piece.
The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
I would not recommend that as a new one to anyone.
I wouldn't recommend that one either.
Such a basic anime. Come on, just because it's not on Adult Swim doesn't mean it's not a good anime.
No, it's not that. It's
harder.
that it's just weird enough where it might turn them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also weird enough to where it's interesting.
Alright, so Death Parade
Until
is
you
the
get to
next
Endless
one Disillusion Dork recommended. I don't know anything about it. It says drama, mystery, suspense. Doesn't seem to be
I've
psychological.
heard of that one. I have not seen it.
It says it has game and psychological themes, but I don't. It's not listed under the genres, so maybe it's lighter in those regards.
You could go for Death Note.
Death
I got
Note.
the
Death Note is a
ultimate
good
horror
one.
anime for that.
I would say that one's. Thing is, Death Note is the exception to my rule of like don't recommend Japanese horror psychological themes. For
I
a newbie,
recommend
mystery.
Persona 5.
the reason Death Note I usually put as my exception is as long as you warn the person going in, like, hey, this is a little dark as it goes, and it has some fucked up moments. You will not like the main character at times. Other times you'll respect the hell out of him, but you will hate him at times. Like, give them the addendum. Like, give them the warnings. Like, hey, this is kind of fucked up at times. But if you give them that warning, I think it's safe to recommend it as a starting anime, because it has enough intrigue, mystery, and the other characters, side characters, are likable enough that can hook someone on anime pretty well. It's just, you need to warn people before they start that one, I would say, if it's their first anime.
My first anime, funnily, wasn't DBZ.
Pokemon?
No, it was Zoid's New Century Zero.
Oh god,
So-
Zoids.
I love it.
Yeah, so not knowing Death Parade, I don't know if that's a good recommendation for newbies or not. So I'll just put that in the limbo of not sure. So far of Disillusion Jork's recommendations, it's 0 for actual, like, what I would say are actually fair recommendations to a newbie. And 1 limbo. And his last recommendation is Death Note. So he's got 1 good one in there.
Yeah, he went too hard into the you gotta kind of already like anime to like these ones.
Yeah, it's clear that because he is someone who likes anime, he was only thinking, oh, these are my top hitters. Like,
Yeah, I would definitely.
that's what I would say.
Especially if you're an English speaker, I would definitely start with some of the older ones like Trigun that actually do have good English dubs, and then you can sort of get into subs later if you really want.
Yeah,
to.
and
That's another upside for Brotherhood too, for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. It has a good dub.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would.
Because Vic Mignogna was born to voice Edward Elric.
Yeah, it was perfect. The big recommendations I would put, the big 3 I would recommend for new people to anime. The one that's the testiest on my list is Death Note. I would always warn someone going in, like, hey, this is kind of dark show at times, especially compared to like the normal Western stuff. It's fairly tame for what anime can do, but as long as you give them that warning, I think it's a solid starting anime because it's got enough mystery, intrigue, and interesting side characters that I think that will safely hook someone on anime. The other one, Slime, because not only is it an ongoing series right now, so you're hooking them on something that they can be interested in long term. It's lighthearted season 1, very soft, with a couple of not out of nowhere, but kind of shocking dark moments, especially if you're used to Western entertainment, like when he beheads the wolf. Like, you know,
Or in season 2 when, oh god.
yeah. But, you know, I think it's soft enough with enough of the quirks and cliches of anime that I think it's the perfect starter, in my opinion. And I stand by that. It's Slime is the perfect starting anime, and that's why I recommended it. And Disillusion Dork, I have no idea what you were thinking. Like, JoJo's terrible starter because it's just too weird. And if you're trying to get someone hooked on anime, you don't throw them into the deep end. You don't do the equivalent of gaming-wise throwing somebody in who's brand new into a game, telling them to boost, skip all the story, and play the latest raids. You know,
Or I'm a speed grapher.
yeah, that's just. I'm sorry, that's just stupid. But Inuyashiki, eyeballing it, not having watched it, it looks like a psychological thriller, perhaps. And knowing how Japan crazy Japan can go with that. Not something I would recommend, but who knows? Maybe it's as tame as Death Note or more so. Might be. But I would not recommend it based on the genres it was listed with. Terraformers, I have no idea with Terraformers. It looked weird, but who knows? Maybe it was actually a really good starter. But Death Parade, that one was the one that was most in limbo. I would say that one I have no idea. Death Note is the only one out of the list you gave that I would actually recommend, personally.
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man's really good, and I'd say that's a good starter as well, because it's
weird, but it's weird in a way that's understandable.
Yeah, it's weird in a way that I think Westerners would like.
It's got a lot of comedy to it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of things Westerners I think would not be turned off by, and it gets that weird factor of anime right in their face to begin with, so they're expecting it going forward.
You want to know actually the most perfect anime to get into?
The perfect one?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh boy.
It's like
I mean, there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. I would say, like, before getting anyone into an actual anime, start them with Avatar: Last Airbender. See how they like that, because there's so much of that, both art style wise, storytelling, characterization. A lot of Avatar: Last Airbender borrowed elements from anime. So, if someone is completely a virgin to that realm, yeah, I would say throw them at Avatar: Last Airbender. Or even ask if they've already seen it before you start making recommendations.
It was created by Americans, but it was drawn by a South Korean company.
If you're using that reason, then that's almost every animation, since usually the in-betweens and the majority of it's done by Asian companies for even most Western animation.
No, I'm just saying it gets you acquainted with the art style.
Matse Mania, welcome to the stream. You started with Elfen Lied?
The original Teen Titans.
I mean, Teen Titans is a good show. I would say not Go, but Teen Titans the OG is really good. Yeah, if you started with Elfen Lied, Matse, Jesus, everything must have been tamed. If that wasn't enough to turn you off from anime, you will never be turned off by anime.
And there's also Higurashi.
Although, actually, that's kind of funny, because when a lot of people were bitching and moaning about Jobless Reincarnation, and actually, not just Jobless Reincarnation, but also Redo of Healer, lots of people are like, oh my god, this is so disgusting, so horrifying. I'm like, have you seen Elfen Lied?
Basically hentai.
Yeah, that one is basically. The thing is, I hated that. I do hate that show, to be honest. Not because of, like, you know, not because of the normal reasons, like, oh, everybody is disgusted by it. It's like, oh, it's so abhorrent. I'm a seasoned anime watcher. That was nothing. It was definitely out of the norm, horrifying. But compared to the worst stuff I've seen, that is nothing. That is nothing by comparison.
Yeah. In terms of Mushoku Tensei, aka Jobless Reincarnation, it actually does get quite good, but you do have to get past the main character pretty much being despicable for a large majority of it.
Oh god, that just makes me remind me of Madoka Magica.
Yeah, that's a different type of oh god.
Oh god.
Yeah, but when people were complaining about both Jobless Reincarnation, Mushoku Tensei, and Redo of Healer, and saying how horrible it was, I was like, have y'all seen Elfen Lied? Hell, even Attack on Titan's actually more grotesque in certain ways.
In some ways.
If you've only ever watched, I guess, the normie stuff and you watch Jobless Reincarnation, I suppose, yeah, that would be horrifying. But if you've dipped your toe anywhere in the slightly darker pools of anime, that shit was nothing.
One thing you also have to understand when it comes to Mushoku Tensei is it's actually the progenitor of all isekai. It was one of the first ones ever written in terms of its actual light novel origins, and almost every single isekai has then taken that template and ran with it. It predates all of them, literally all of them. It just happens to have gotten an anime adaptation after all of them.
Yeah.
I'd say it's kind of a difficult anime to get into, but Dot Hack is also not too bad.
Which one?
I haven't seen Dot Hack actually myself.
Dot Hack Sign? Dot
Hack Sign.
I'll have to look that up because I do not know anything about it.
It is very slow and doesn't make much sense if you didn't play the games.
It's a anime about being in an MMO.
Yeah, they're stuck in it.
Okay.
It's complicated.
It's like Sword Art Online, but less
Better?
harem-y.
It also predates it by like literally a decade and a half.
And Eagle Series says Redo of Healer was disgusting because it was the worst of the worst characters. Or do you mean it has the worst of the worst characters? I would say my biggest problem with Redo of Healer was, yes, I think I didn't have a problem with the main character being fucked up at first. If the show was about him kind of getting over that trauma and that psychoses. But that's actually what intrigued me about the show to begin with, was I was like, okay, this guy's fucked up. He's doing some really horrible things. But we saw what he was like before he was tortured. He seemed like a nice, solid dude, for the most part. I mean, occasional weird comment. But he didn't seem like a bad guy, and then they tortured him and did all the horrible stuff and fucked him up in the head. And my hope was that the show would be about him getting back to that and looking at his own horrible actions and go, shit, look what they made me. Like,
No,
I
it's
regret
about him
this.
digging deeper and deeper.
Exactly,
into just
like that's
unforgivable obscenity.
That is like that. I quit the show after I think it was episode 4.
That's one reason why I can excuse some things with Mushoku Tensei, because it's about a guy who pretty much is such a shut-in and a weirdo, he doesn't seem to understand that women are people, and the entire show is about him learning, oh yeah, holy shit, I've been nothing but a horrible person my entire life. I should probably change this and make something of it. Yeah, almost.
I gotta catch up on season 2 of that show, actually, because I am still behind. I think I only made it to episode 1 of season 2.
I haven't watched any of the new ones that have come out because it's actually the second half of season 1, but I did end up reading the manga up to where it currently is, and it's interesting. From what I understand, the entire series, since it's already been written, follows his entire life from birth until when he dies, like at 80 or 90.
Also, I like how this stream has just gone from roulette to anime corner.
I mean, is that a bad thing, though?
No.
Never. Well, on that note, though, I do have to call it a night, so it has been fun, and I hope that you all have a continued great experience doing roulettes.
I think I've done all my roulettes except for the Alliance raid, frontline, and normal raids. Yep.
But I bid you all adieu. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I wouldn't mind doing some alliance roulettes, but the one that Asmo has access to are probably very limited.
I'll do everything but frontline with you.
I like PvP.
Well, you can't do front lines. You have to queue front lines alone.
No, I don't think you do you? You can queue with it. You can queue with
Forces
party.
you to queue alone. For roulette, at least.
Does it?
Did anyone mention Konosuba, or is that not a starter?
No, well, Konosuba, it would be a starter.
Don't talk about the blue thing.
Konosuba would be a recommended starter if it weren't for just how, like, I think it's a parody series, and I think you won't get the most out of it unless you are familiar with the genre it's satirizing. Like, if you're not already I'm not saying you won't get anything out of it. That's the thing. That's why Konosuba's in a bit of a gray water for me, because it's not quite. You'll find it funny and entertaining, but the true depth of the satirization and parody of isekais, you need to watch at least a couple isekai before you start to get how it makes fun of the genre. Like, I don't think you'll get the fullest out of it unless you already watch a little bit of that. So that's why it's a bit muddy to recommend to newbies. That would be why I wouldn't put it on the top of my list.
If anything, they'll definitely appreciate if they're gonna start if they're gonna come across it, then the dub version of Konosuba is better than the sub in that regard, because the dub is wackier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you don't get explosion English.
Yeah.
You don't get explosion English, but you do get I forgot who plays, but he plays Dalahan in that scene, or or darkness in general.
Let's see.
one of my first animes, of course, was Dragon Ball, but
Some of it might be bad because of how horny it is sometimes.
I like Dragon Ball. That was my very first anime was Dragon Ball Z, and then I watched Dragon Ball after that. I think Dragon Ball, in my opinion, Dragon Ball is the better show. In my opinion, Dragon Ball Z like went crazy, and I didn't realize how much so compared to its origins until I watched Dragon Ball. Honestly, I like Dragon Ball better. I do. I watch One Piece, I like Bleach. I like Naruto. Like all those are great.
Everything you just mentioned is fine except One Piece. I couldn't stand it.
Oh, I love One Piece. It's one of the few shows that doesn't get old for me, no matter how much it repeats the same exact plot. It's just, for me, I get a kick out of it despite how repetitive it is.
Wano is becoming, I think, has become one of the best arcs in an anime.
Yeah.
Surprised nobody has said Samurai Champloo during this whole conversation.
I've never seen that.
I haven't
I've
thought
seen
about
clips.
that.
I've seen clips of it. I don't think I've watched it fully ever. So that might be why.
I mean, if we're talking about that, what about Afro Samurai?
Nah.
I like it. Alright,
Or Ryuni Kenshin.
Look, Mitter, you're on stream.
let's see.
I hate that dub so much.
Which one?
Ryuni Kenshin.
Hey, that's a name I actually recognize. I don't actually anime, so you guys have been talking like complete nonsense for the past hour or whatever.
I hate the dub of that because it was one of the first animes to be dubbed over here that was like not really, I wouldn't say modern because Astro Boy and Kim but the White Lion exist, but this was before they took it a little more respectfully, like you could say, because he hands the girl main character his katana or his blade or sword, whatever you want to call it, and he says, "This is like feudal Japan." Or like 1900s Japan, and they say, "This is my Japanese sword."
I don't know.
It's like me walking up to one of you, giving you a revolver, say, "This is my American gun."
Alright, so I think I'm gonna end the stream here and hop out of game. Because it's almost 2 a.m. for me. Well, it's 1:17 in the morning. But I'm gonna hop...
Late.
It's late for me is the point. We'll probably do another leveling stream, just hanging and chilling while leveling my white mage. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm actually going to try, it looks like anyway, based on the poll. Let me pull it back up, unless it's changed since I last looked. But based on the poll they put up, it looks like Dragon's Dogma is winning by a landslide.
Dragon's Dogma.
So that
I suggest, this is just me, I suggest installing the, if it's not already installed automatically, the Japanese voice pack.
I mean, there wasn't an option for it,
it,
so I'm assuming it's
Have you
automatic.
opened
it? The game's installed.
Okay. It's probably just an option. You can just like in your settings flip it on.
I'm assuming so. I mean,
I wouldn't recommend it as the first experience because then you won't get the repeated hearing of their masterwork. Oh, you can't go wrong.
No, you don't need that.
Yes, you do.
Now I will say this to everyone watching right now and to the people in the Discord call: I've never even seen a clip from this game. This is the most blind I've ever gone into a game in my entire fucking life. Like, even Warcraft 3, my dad showed me the cover art of the damn thing. This is the most blind I have ever gone into a video game. I think ever. Like, I know nothing about Dragon's Dogma. I've never seen a clip of the game footage. The most I've seen of it is the Steam art, which isn't very easy to make out. So, this would be one hell of a blind playthrough for me.
Hopefully, by the end of it, you're gonna be like, why isn't there a Dragon's Dogma 2 already? Because that's what we're all thinking.
Hopefully. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna edit a couple more videos together, get those scheduled for uploads, and then head to bed. And then tomorrow I'll be streaming Dragon's Dogma. For you lovely, amazing, wonderful people, hopefully around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. So keep a lookout for that. Otherwise, if you're looking for content right now, I uploaded a comedic video of me and a couple of the people who've been on call here. First trying out healing, despite my issues with it. The video was intended to be comedic, but a lot of people seem to be like taking it uber seriously in the comment section. Again, complaining I boosted, and
as YouTube commenters do.
And we're like, "Oh, you handicapped yourself." It's like y'all.
He didn't handicap himself.
It was,
he had two guides sitting here waiting and ready to guide him through.
I think people just need to
Calm the hell down.
Calm the hell down and keep in mind the editing. It's edited for comedic effect. I think that should be a hint that maybe it wasn't like supposed to be like a serious. Like for me, I was just having fun with friends. Like I could have not boosted and done it. It wouldn't have mattered. The point was it was supposed to be a fun video, and I think at least so far I've gotten more comments than I should have of people taking it way too seriously. You know, saying shit like you handicapped yourself, you shouldn't have boosted, blah 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 blah. It's like y'all just enjoy the video. It's an entertaining video, I would say. I put a lot of work in the entertainment side of the video. Enjoy.
I guarantee none of those people main healers in any way, shape, or form.
White mage only really needs 5 specific buttons unless they're doing raid stuff, because I've only ever boosted one Alta job, but just knowing how white mages played, it's not like you're going into raiding and then screaming where the heals when you're standing in an AoE.
Yeah.
No, standing in 2 AoEs.
Yeah. Jacob Jones Pierce said in the chat, take a chill pill or a suppository as your preference. Exactly. Thank you. Honestly, boosting is okay as long as you make an effort to properly learn your job. Main healer speaking here. Yeah, and that's what I did, but nobody gave me that credit. Like, most of the people who commented on it...
did.
Well, you know who I'm talking about. The people who left comments on that video, again, there was more people than should have who were like just being like, you know, you handicapped yourself, you shouldn't have boosted. One douchebag even said something like, you know, I immediately was turned off by the fact that you boosted or some shit like that.
He said, I think it was, you lost me and I boosted. And I'm like, dude, did you miss the part where he said that he had 2 community members standing there forcing him in?
I think he missed the entire intro and his ears only paid attention to what he wanted them to. So, oh well. But, yeah. I mean, keep in mind, the video is about the comedy and the fun I had with my friends. It's not really about leveling a healer, if I'm being honest. It's more about the fun factor. So watch it as an entertaining video, not as an actual display, even though it is, of me trying healer for the first time. It's more for the entertainment factor. So don't take it seriously, is all I'm saying. And I do know I am taking a solid effort to learn the class. It's just, you know, I boosted and I'm still learning the class. But I am putting in the effort to do so. It's not like it was a one and done. Like we did like 4 or 5 dungeons in a row.
I'm gonna put forth, he looked like he was doing pretty bad and was getting pretty stressed out, but by the 4th or 5th dungeon he was doing really well. So the first dungeon had a comedy of errors, and some of them are absolutely hilarious. Like when he didn't actually manage to get a heal spell off, and didn't drag any aggro, so when the rest of us died, he's standing there in the middle of 2 packs and able to just hard res us all because he didn't have aggro.
Yeah, it was an amazing moment.
You know, Rich Campbell actually makes a really good point with this very subject. He says, if you take the effort to learn your class, it's okay to boost. You can always learn story with New Game Plus. And just because you level it by itself without boosting doesn't mean you learn your class.
Yeah.
There's people who leveled from 1 to 80 and they still don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And I'm studying.
Just like that.
I think
It's an Enochian.
my biggest difficulty right now is to remember to use like abilities that you use more rarely, like which so far Asuna has been used enough that I think I will remember to use it, unless later it proves that I more rarely use it.
Oh, it's actually critical skill. If
Yeah,
like,
so
teammates
that's the one ability I'm still gonna have to practice, because I gotta remember to use it to remove debuffs, because keep in mind this is my first time running healer, so didn't have to do this
that
before.
Doom that you hate so much, there's a couple of places where you have to cleanse the Doom, or it kills everybody.
Yeah, I know.
So keep that Asuna button close.
Yeah, I am gonna change the hotkey for it, because C is a weird button to press. That's for the abilities I press less often. So I might switch that with Afflatus Solus, or maybe another ability.
I would save that for Afflatus Rapture, because you'll use Solus more than you will other things.
To be fair, even as a main healer, I sometimes forget I'm the healer when I get into the DPSing. So there's always communicative effect as healer. Yeah, and the thing is, I'm taking the effort. I'm practicing. I'm willing to learn the class. So just because I boosted means absolutely jack shit. So that's all I ask is if you go and watch the video, watch it for what it is. It's a comedic, entertaining video. It's not me. It's not about the boosting or lack thereof, and it's not a review of White Mage. It's just shit posting, more or less. So enjoy it. It's an entertaining video. I put a lot of effort into editing it. Anyway, we're gonna stream.
You had to edit out how much we swear.
Oh yeah, I had to edit out plenty of other things. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later today now, I guess, for Dragon's Dogma. I'm gonna get some videos thrown together real quick and then go to bed. So have a great evening and night wherever you're at.
Sleep well.